What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the stream. We are live with the first game of the T5S2 Season 7 Invitational. Thanks, everyone, for joining. This is an exciting one, and we should have a spicy round of 40k for you today because we've got some crazy lists. You can kind of see off in the corner what we're expecting to see stomp across the table here today, but we have, for this inaugural game over here in the red, one of the most dedicated tournament grinders I've ever seen, potentially literally in the entire time I've ever been playing Warhammer 40k, and that is Indicius, who has basically played every single event that he has been eligible to participate in, and that perseverance has paid off because he's made it here to the top 16 out of just about almost 400 players over the course of Season 7. Into this invitational spot. Versus on the other side of the table, the great Horsemaster himself, a world-renowned Lord of the Rings strategy battle game player, if to hear him say it, but also one of the masters of jank in Warhammer 40k. It is Lord Solar, aka Redwords, in the blue side, playing Aeldari. And this should be a spicy game, everybody. First off, before I get too far in, I do want to thank our sponsors for this season's Invitational. Delta Studios, a new sponsor this year, who makes incredible prop kits for replica weapons and equipment from a wide variety of sci-fi universes, including things like Halo and, of course, Warhammer 40,000. And they're actually going to be granting a full, real-scale, full-sized bolt pistol to the winner of this season's Invitational, which is super cool. GameMat.eu, as always, an old standard. They make incredible tabletop accessories, including neoprene mats and 3D terrain, pre-painted resin terrain, which looks great. The Magnet Baron, another new sponsor, jumping on, who creates magnetized model kits that you can help modulate your army. And last but certainly not least, 3D6 Wargaming, who makes all of these very cool objective mats that we give away to these players every season. You can also get some TacticalTortoise themed mats over at 3d6wargaming.com. So huge thanks to them for jumping on. And let's talk about this game, everybody. Exclamation point lists in chat if you want to go check out the lists as we run through them. But we'll give them a little bit of a talk through. We are on Watery Grave today, chat. This is USO Layout 2. You can find all of the maps. I did release a little bit of a walkthrough video for all of the map layouts that we're using for not only T5S2 Season 8, but also the Season 7 Invitational. You can find that at tts40k.com/maps. And if you want to learn more about the T5S2 series and the Invitational in general, tts40k.com is the place to be. And that's even where you can find the lists for this very Invitational. So first, let's start with Indicius's Tyranids list. This is a relatively standard composition of Tyranids. It's being led by a Hive Tyrant. This guy's going to grant some free stratagems to the Tyranid army. Man, we're just all in front here. Everybody... No chill from the Tyranid army. It turns out you can't hide from a Titan, so we're just going to forward deploy and say go. 3 units of 6 Zoanthropes, the real backbone of... Look at all these brainy boys back here. Oh my god. The real backbone of Tyranid damage output in 10th edition 40k. For 30 points a model, you get a las cannon on an infantry profile with a 4+ invulnerable save, and you can also alternate that into a D3 strength 7 blast attack. Pretty good. 3 Biovores to score some secondary objectives, as well as 2 Maleceptors for some frontline presence. A Tyrannifex, a unit of Venomthropes to grant stealth to those Zoanthrope units and cover to the monsters. 3 individual Pyrovores. An Exocrine, a unit of Barbgons, and 1 unit of 10 Gargoyles. Looks like we have the Gargoyles in Deep Strike today, so they're going to be coming down from reserve.
Take those.
So Strands of Fate dice getting rolled. A lot of 1s in there, but we do have a Farce here in Lord Solar's list to flip them into 6s.
When you start to do that. Start a battle round, I'm picking vehicles to be my preferred prey, so I get refill hits against your Titan.
my secondary.
So it does look like Lord Solar is taking the first turn, and as he goes through his first turn here, we could talk about this absolutely nutso Aeldari list that he's playing. This is a pretty short list. There's only a couple units in it. We do have a Farseer with the Phoenix Gem, so he's going to be able to respawn after he's killed, because he doesn't have an attachment unit he can go into. So he's kind of stapled to the butt of this Titan here, and he's going to be following it around, granting it -1 to be wounded, thanks to Fortune, and granting it 6s on its fate dice. We have a Autarch Wayleaper, who is the Warlord, to grant some command points, a Death Gesture with Fate's Messenger, a Spirit Seer, who's going to be attached to a big unit of 10 Wraithguard, 3 units of Shadow Specters, 2 units of 5, and 1 of 6, because they do have an option to take a 6th model if you take the Exarch, alongside that big stompy boy in the middle, the Revenant Titan. Look at this guy. Stomp majestically across. Now, he is towering, so he's going to get to draw line of sight over these ruins without a problem, and take some shots if he so desires. We can talk about the Revenant Titan's profile real quick here. There he is. There's his data sheet. So we've equipped it with Sonic Lances today. So it has an 18-inch range at Strength 8 AP3, 2 damage, but it comes with anti-monster, anti-vehicle baked in. So not only is it good against medium infantry, Strength 8 is good enough to get through T4, T5 bodies relatively easily. It doesn't ignore cover innately, but it can punch through cover with AP3. AP3 is usually good enough, but then also it wounds every monster and vehicle in the game on a 4+, which is pretty effective. We can also Fate Dice in for, I think we can Fate Dice for a number of attacks. I'm sure somebody will correct me there if that's not optional. But then it also has a repeat profile on its missile launcher, another Strength 8 AP2 2 damage profile on its shoulder-mounted weapon. So it's going to be able to put a ridiculous amount of shooting downrange. So you have the Wraithguard unit moving up on the side as well. Now, the Tyrannifex is a fairly decent matchup for the Wraithguard, at least on paper, because it does have an auto-hitting, pretty decent flamer, although the Wraithguard are going to be high toughness, so it has a tough time punching through. The downside is that if you shoot at Wraithguard, they then get to shoot back at you, and their weapons are so powerful they could potentially, especially with the application of some Fate Dice, knock out that Tyrannifex in one go. And that would be pretty unfortunate for it.
The Tyrant's ability to trigger Overwatch, correct?
What, like kit?
It's the captain ability.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so I guess I'll Overwatch that Titan once you're done.
Yep. With what?
The Malceptor. Okay, so this would be...
We have chosen lethal hits as the
3,
adaptation for Tyranids here, so any hit here is going to be an automatic wound.
Yep, D6 plus 3. 4. That is 8. I can't load in dice.
The buttons weren't working.
No boy. Okay, I managed to get another dice. Anyway, looking for 6s.
Yep.
Okay, those auto wound, so 2 at -2.
-2. I should be getting cover here. Yep. 3 ups.
You good? Off you go.
Just
Dice.
Not a lot of work done there, unfortunately. That Maleceptor, not a super high AP. We do need the Pyrovores to commit in and remove cover from the Titan before we can expect too much damage from it. Although with that Fortune, it's probably not in much danger. Looks like we're hoping that the Titan does enough damage to the Tyranid army that it can kind of run this flank just fine. Although it doesn't look like it's going to get line of sight to any of the Zoanthropes.
Okay.
So it's mostly going to knock out the frontline monsters, which is kind of what Indicius expects from those guys. They're there to eat damage and then die.
Is that
Oh, look at
indirect?
that.
Or can you see him? Oh, what the bloody gigantic
Sorry.
screen. Okay, go ahead.
Do I want to do that? Any way to res stuff?
Excuse?
Any way to resurrect stuff?
Nope, not. Well, no.
19.
Is the clear roof on the train blocking line of sight? No. The transparent elements are, in fact, transparent.
Yeah, no,
They're just there for show.
It's got 4 pins on. Definitely. So,
What you doing?
all of the Titan.
This guy's the
Orange.
exterminator. Yeah.
So
He's
all
coming
the
in. He doesn't have
f-
sonic
okay,
lances.
put
He just
the
has
numbers
cans
also
of raid
back in.
strapped to his hands.
I'll spend my CP and you get a 5 of funeral pain.
D6 plus 12 for the flamers.
This man's showing up to play some dubstep on these Maliceptors here.
I've only got 4 because angsty anti-more.
Yep. Whoop.
1-3 reroll from ever. So AP3.
Yeah, 4 up in roll. How much is that? 6.
6.
Oh, and we
What?
did use rapid regeneration to
8 damage, so
get a 5+ funeral pain here. Not
5
an
of funeral
immense
pain.
number of damage from the Revenant
you
Titan
will take
shot.
4.
Will actually potentially be more impactful to Indicius if he loses
Else.
his Biovore here. His Biovores are super valuable, and if the Titan actually goes through and clears them all, it's going to be pretty obnoxious.
Anything special that gives me more?
Nope, nothing on him.
Ooh, bad roll from the Cloudburst missiles. Oh man, another
one.
bad roll. Only
AP3.
one wound goes through. Wow, this is
Yeah,
a little bit worried about the Eldar's ability to deal
No, he's a trap cover. He has a trap armor. Never mind.
Alpha Strike here with this fast-moving, huge flamer, and it is going to be able to Overwatch basically whatever it wants. But what you have to remember, though, is that Overwatch costs double any strat you use on the Revenant Titan. In fact, costs twice as much because of its size, which means it's going to bleed Lord Solar for a ton of command points if he ends up using it to basically
so
feed
come on,
into this
guys,
guy.
come on.
Only doing 4 damage to a Maliceptor there is very unfortunate. Those are good saves on Odysseus' part. And that's a little unfortunate for this basically like 1,100 point module, 1,200 point module that wants to kick up the table. Now we do have the Wraithguard in reserve up here who can potentially sort of close out the late game. Certainly something I think that we can expect from them, having seen how powerful these guys can be.
Okay, so let's do this. So Maliceptor number 1 is going to advance.
Especially now that the Farseer has moved over to that side of the table so that he's going to start buffing them. Looks like we're advancing Maliceptors into the center.
Maliceptors, tell me when you want to overwatch. Maliceptor 2 will advance. He goes 14. And I'm going to put 10.
One thing that I think is going to be important here is whether or not Indicius can block off the best landing zones for the Titan. The Revenant is super maneuverable with a huge movement, assault weapons, the ability to advance 24 inches, but it is a little bit constrained by the terrain. It does have to measure through the air movement going over the terrain. And it doesn't want to advance because then it can't do everything it wants to. Can potentially charge and try to engage some of these infantry units, which I think would be the worst case scenario for Indicius.
15.
So it looks like we're just pushing as far across the table as we can, taking as much table space as
Can you shoot me to that gap?
alien bugly possible.
Not on the
Okay, so
That is a downside of playing this big Titan on the Eldari side, is that you basically only have kind of 2 entities that are actually impacting the table between the Wraithguard and the Revenant.
Sits there, actually. I need to
So you are susceptible to just being outmaneuvered, and I think that's what Indicius' plan is going to be here. He's not really worried about casualties right now. He kind of accepts that the
Before I do that,
Eldar army is going to be a little bit more
Tyro.
effective, more efficient than his is, but
seven.
at least he can drop a ton of ritual markers on the table,
that one.
and he can try to just dominate on primary, and I think that's his path to victory here.
Actually, might have to put the Tyrant. Now move the Tyrant first, so he goes just over here.
The biggest torrent weapons in the game, like in terms of physical mass, yeah, I think potentially. There might be some sort of big flamer on like a super heavy Titan that I don't know about. Warhound Titans have a similar one, but it's lower strength. It's higher damage, lower strength. But I think it's 2d6 shots per, so it shoots less times and doesn't do as much usually. It's not quite as exciting.
It's 4-ups because he's a monster.
But do I take their tough?
It's the whole unit, it doesn't matter. It's 4-up.
It would be a 4-up either way.
But if they're like tough,
They're all toughness 8, so it's 4-ups either way.
Get my reroll.
You don't when you Overwatch, but anyway. Wait, this is... Yeah, these are the thinnies, so... -3 or -2?
-3.
Okay, so these are 4-ups either way. Okay, and then... I think that's all it, so... 1 dead, 2 dead, 3 dead. Okay, get rid of the damn...
Burns.
No, wait. Yeah, these are 2 each, so... 1 dead, 2 dead, 3 dead.
Burns all the Tyrant cards. Look at that.
3 dead, and the
saving
Tyrant will
throw.
take 4.
Ouch. That's painful right there, chat.
Any shots from it?
Now the Hive Tyrant does have his aura of assault, so being in the position that he is, he can actually allow those
And
Malice
4s,
Hunters to
I
shoot,
believe.
which
What's the
is
strength of this thing?
Strength again.
why we're playing so aggressively with that character. It allows these Maliceptors to push forward, take some table space, but then also still can try to contribute their lethal hit guns onto the Revenant.
Yep.
And that is one of the reasons that the Hive Tyrant is almost required for any of these lists that are focusing on the Psychic monsters, because the Psychic Tyranids tend to be very slow. And so the Hive Tyrant not only is incredibly efficient at increasing your CP economy, but also is super duper good at extending the threat range of those otherwise pretty stodgy units.
And I think I'm moving 9 of that then. Excellent. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, and,
And then I'm just gonna run all the zone tropes.
there's no feel no pain on the Hive Tyrant chat because he only gains a feel no pain from the Tyrant Guard if the Tyrant Guard are in the unit. So as soon as because you have to assign damage to the Tyrant Guard first, they're automatically going to be the ones that suffer the damage initially before the Hive Tyrant can be assigned wounds. So they don't get the benefit of their own feel no pain that they grant to the Hive Tyrant. A little bit unfortunate. It just makes the Hive Tyrants more resilient to precision weapons, but it doesn't.
I can see from where
It doesn't actually make their unit more survivable. To be fair, though, that is only it's only a 95-point unit. So losing them, taking the hit on the Hive Tyrant sucks, and that means it's going to get killed trivially this coming turn, which is unfortunate. You're going to lose your command point economy. But on the flip side, you do get
these guys will advance.
it does occupy the Revenant's shooting for basically a full battle round, which is not too much, and they're only a quarter of the cost of the Revenant Titan itself, so it's not an amazing trade for it. And this thing's about to be trying to get laser beamed directly to death. We'll see how many 6s we can roll. We do have the Exocrine there who can contribute reroll 1s, which will be useful.
That unit will also advance. You go 7.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird that Tyrant Guard don't have the same sort of bodyguard mechanics that other kind of protector units do. Things like Lich Guard and Dash Rod Terminators and Scarab Occults are better at protecting their characters than Tyrant Guard are, but it is what it is. That's my Tyranid bias showing you.
There's another pile of all. That guy will advance up there. Goes 10. Oh, wait. Plus the Bob guns are moving. I don't think I can see you. Can't see you there, so that's fine. So these guys will just advance. Go 12.
So interestingly, as well, it's important to note that the Tyranids are actually playing fixed secondaries. So normally we'd see players play tactical secondaries just because of the efficiency, but today we're rocking some sexy engage on all fronts and cleanse, largely because of the Biobores, which is one of the reasons that this Titan's pushing so hard to try to kill them. But that's going to allow these Biobores to drop Spore Mines in the backline of the opponent's army. And then also, assuming that the Aeldari don't just sort of dominate that middle objective, you can just drop a Spore Mine on it every turn and cleanse it for easy points. And as soon as objectives start to be spawned thanks to the Ritual, we are playing the Ritual today, by the way, chat, then there's going to be even more opportunities for the Spore Mines to drop in and cleanse those objectives. A little funky how it works, but it is what it is.
We advanced, so I don't think he can.
Fantasy.
So here's a Phantasm from the Wraith Guard.
Also, I don't think I could shoot you from there, but I don't think that was your point of that. No, wait.
One thing you have to constantly keep in mind against Eldar players is that they can move at the end of your turn.
If you don't want to move them, because I wasn't going to do anything. I wanted to get them closer to your Titan. He's rolled a 6 on his advance.
Terrain effects in range.
If you want to change it.
Now you almost, because the Spirit Seer respawns so many Tyrant Guard in this unit, you almost want your opponent to have a limited amount of shooting available on them. It's a little bit, it's a little funky, but that Spirit Seer is such an incredible defensive piece because it's able to respawn a Wraith Guard in both players' command phases, both in the Eldar player's command phase and in their opponent's command phase. So losing a single Wraith Guard to a shot in your opponent's turn in exchange for granting you your own reactive fire is really good. And one thing that's important as well is that that reactive fire is once per turn. So because the Eldar player went first, that's probably the best case scenario for them. They're going to get the opportunity to use the reactive fire from the Wraith Guard unit in their opponent's, on the bottom of the round in their opponent's turn. Then, on their own turn, they can force a reactive fire to be triggered and get 3 shots in a row, essentially, assuming that your opponent takes the bait. Generally speaking, you don't want them to, though. Or generally speaking, your opponent's not going to want to, but it lets you get more table space without really having to worry about that unit being in danger. I don't think there's a universe where Indicius takes the shot with the terrain effects into the Wraith Guard, so you could just have it so that the Wraith Guard push up in the middle here. Playing KG today, though. Ritual is a bit of a meme, chat. I kind of like it, though. It gives you incentive to do other things with your army. So good positioning here from the Eldar. We are screening out engage on all fronts as much as we can. Although I think that Wraithguard movement actually might have pushed out from
Level 5 is mine.
preventing engage from happening here. The mines can't actually cleanse the objectives in the opponent's deployment zone, I believe. I think they have to be in no man's land.
8.
Oh, no, it just says not within your deployment zone. No, you definitely can, chat. All right. So maybe a little bit of a mistake not screening out that backline area there.
Yep.
And yeah, those Wraithguard moving actually did get the Spore Mine a place to stand. So, well, I take it back. These Eldar are just giving points away. I don't think that's going to be a big deal, though. It's very difficult to screen out the entirety of your table half from Spore Mines to get in. And that's one of the reasons that Engage on All Fronts is one of the best picks there for those Biovores, because screening out an entire half of the table from a tiny 25mm base is functionally impossible. And then there's another guy who can cleanse the middle objective. Yeah, so we're gonna be getting maximum cleanse, maximum Engage on All Fronts this turn. Easy game. Must be nice, right, chat? Oh, to be a Tyranid player. Get automatic secondaries.
This action, but do it in your objective also.
Yeah, just fight him through the wall. Easy peasy.
Okay, so the mines.
Can I explain how the Wraithguard force are getting 3 shots
this
in
mine's
turn
gonna-
2? Yeah.
so this
So
mine's gonna
it's
clean
not
that,
in one
mine's
turn.
gonna
It's
clean
over the
that.
course of 2 turns. But the Wraithguard, once per turn, can trigger their War Construct ability. So in response to an attack, after the attack is resolved, they can attack. That's once per. It's once per battle round. So it resets at the start of the first player's turn every round. So because the Eldar are going first, if they are attacked in the second player's first turn, so if, for example, the Wraithguard had pushed out into the middle here,
So he's cleansing. Okay, so that's that.
they
done.
could have shot at the,
And-
towards the end of the Tyranid player's
First up,
turn.
Exocrine will fire
Then in
into
their
your
own turn,
knight.
they can shoot again during their normal shooting phase. Then what they can do is charge. And because War Construct grants them pistol when they make their reactive fire, whatever they charge has to attack them after they've attacked, and their melee profile's not that good, so they probably don't do any damage.
Yep.
But then they get attacked, so their War Construct triggers again, and they get to shoot a third
8.
time in their own fight phase. So between the bottom of the second, or the bottom of the first round and the top of the second round, they can shoot 3 times in 2 turns.
Moves on 5.
In addition, if they get a shot on turn 1, in addition, they can even be shooting a 4th time within those 3 turns, but
So,
that's unlikely because
3
your
at
opponent's going to
-3.
hide from them. They're not that fast.
Go.
Nice.
It's pretty crazy. Pretty wild ability.
That's about him for then, so he's now marked. Then we shall begin with the Maleceptor. He's going to shoot into him. We are all within range of this Tyrant, so they can all advance and shoot. So Maleceptor is also T6 plus 3. Yes. 4, 5. Hits on 3s. Those 1s. Those auto wound. Those on 5s. So 3, -2. 3 damage.
Free.
So it begins. Anyway. Next Maleceptor will do the same. D6 plus 3. 4. Okay. Nah, that's good. It's on 3s. Those 1s. Oh, moves on 5s. 3 on your 4. 6 damage.
Ooh,
The Tyrannifex will shoot
we're making it
to
happen.
spray him.
Slowly but surely.
It would be 8 shots. Go for 5s. 4 ups, -2. Or you get cover from him.
Whoops.
2 damage. The Tyrant will take his shots. 3 shots on 2s.
Yeah,
and
the
moves
Eldar
on
mirror is pretty
5s.
wild. You have to consider 2 players phantasming every turn, which is pretty insane.
Nothing. And then the guns. Barb gun's gonna launch their shit at him. That's 5 shots.
You'll see him.
I think so. Wait, hold up.
He's still on the edge.
Okay, those two. So those 2 are missed. Sorry, so only 3. So let's do this. I'll just take the lowest ones. So that is 3, 5, 9 shots. How much is this? 10. Close enough. 18 on. Would be 4s, I believe. We got 1s. You're looking for them 6s. Nothing, just 1 on your armor. You could. Okay, so that's all that. Now for the big event. You can see him. So on drop squad number 1 going in. They're going to use the anti-tank round. Looking for them 3s. The 1s.
Ooh, look at those
So
lethal
those
hits.
2 auto wound.
We're slowly
Looking
but
for
surely.
5s.
19 wounds to
3
get through, and these
on
are
the 5 up.
D6 plus 1.
4 up in car.
Oh yeah.
Do you have anything higher than
Do I have any?
anything bigger than D6?
No, these are all just D6 plus 1.
First one, hit die.
It's an easy spend there.
1 goes through,
Auto
D6
pass
plus
one of
1.
those bad boys.
So 7.
Oh, man!
Oh,
Oh, dear.
Squad number 2.
Revenant Titan, no, not like this. He's kicked the Hornet's nest, and the Hornets, it turns out, were powerful
1
psychers.
dice.
Oh my god.
Looking for them
The
3s.
humanity.
The 1s. Looking for 5s. Okay,
Yeah, I think,
orcs all around.
talking to
Ouch.
Lord Solar before the event, it sounded like some of the impetus to take this big guy was things like Gene Stealer Cult, where the Overwatch was absolutely lethal, and you could just plan to Overwatch a couple of times, basically just delete units on their opponent's turn, and then use Deep Strikers and try to clear out the Cult Ambush tokens after that. A little bit of an interesting pivot, and I think also sort of a meme. Lord Solar loves his meme lists, but definitely I think not something that people are expecting. And there goes the Titan! Oh my god! So I think that we had failed fortune there, I think is what happened, which is why those Zoanthropes were running on 5s and not 6s. Oh man.
That's me done.
I'm gonna level with you. I did not expect this Tyranid army to kill this thing in 1 turn. 2 turns? Maybe. But it turns out the 18 Zoanthropes is the truth. One thing that we could have seen is instead of that reactive fire to kill the Tyrant Guard,
That's me done. Your turn.
I think we potentially could have seen Lord Solar Phantasm that guy 7 inches backwards, which actually I think puts him out of range of a lot of the Zoanthrope shooting after they moved out to shoot him. Because a lot of them sort of couched their movement a little bit, they didn't get too far forward, and they only shoot 24 inches. I think we could have maybe, yeah, certainly I think could have pulled ourselves out of range of 2 units of them. And potentially some of the flamethrowers.
That means...
Well...
Control it.
Excuse?
Only score the points for cleanse if objective.
No, but I control it.
Each objective marker is not within one or more you control.
Oh, that's a good call out.
Okay, so I'll just get
Those Swarm Mines don't actually score cleanse if they're by themselves because they ROC 0. They don't actually take the objective away. Yeah, that's a good catch.
If you get within 3, it does blow up.
You gonna detonate this little guy?
What's the explosion like?
1 mortar wound or on a 6 D3.
Other command. I put fortune on the Wraith Guard.
Okay. Yep, minus
Minus
1.
point.
Yep.
Zoanthropes are real
Five
good,
points?
chat, for sure. 90-12 end score? No way. So, yeah, the thing we have to remember, obviously, the Revenant Titan going down is you know,
Cardigan. Oh,
very bad for an Eldar player. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you, chat. Losing over half your army in a single shooting phase, not great. We do have a lot in Deep Strike for the Eldari that is eligible to come down this turn. Now, another thing to remember, and another reason that the Biovores are so good in this list for Tyranids, is that they do screen out Deep Strikers. So we do have defense against these guys, but we have 16 Shadow Specters in reserve ready to drop in. This Wraithguard unit is absolutely nuts. And while I don't think it single-handedly fights an army, the Shadow Specters are good at scoring secondary objectives. What do we have for today? We have Cleanse and Area Denial. Cleanse is an unfortunate pickup for the Eldar. They don't have too many units, so cleansing objectives is going to be a little tough. Although they do have a couple lone operatives they can try to do it with, but they don't have any objectives out in their open area. I guess also having an army that's basically composed entirely of 11 Wraith constructs does mean that you're
see the character. I can't just shoot at all.
does mean that your
I'm saying if my
army is not very good at
like
performing
a
rituals. It's just a
like
little bit
critical
unfortunate.
hit
You
to
do have the
see that
Farseer and
see
stuff
it,
who can do the action,
Okay.
but he has to get into a dangerous spot in order to do so.
move up to there. Do you wish to Overwatch?
I would, but then just gonna shoot me back. But then that does. It's once per turn or once per battle round.
Streaming on YouTube, yeah. I stream most of the invitationals on YouTube. It's a little bit more official, and I don't have to upload the VOD later. It'll save it automatically. But if you are coming from Twitch, I do normally stream over there, so I appreciate it. A lot of my previous, my normal streaming goes over to the Tactical Tortoise TV channel, youtube.com/TacticalTortoiseTV. But the big event streams I'll usually do over here on YouTube. So if I stream in-person events or if I stream these invitational events. Double Maliceptors chat in the middle. Yep. You are not misseeing here. I want to thank everyone for coming and hanging out, by the way. We do have another game scheduled later on this evening. It looks like a lot of the other games are going to be taking place this weekend. So we have 2 on Saturday, tentative right now, and I think 2 more on Sunday. So should be a lot of 40k going on, and then a couple more on Monday. So tons and tons of streaming. Plus, any player that wins these, this is a single elimination event, so they're going to qualify to then go on to the round of 8. So congratulations to them if they do get there. And we're going to be streaming basically more games from this event for the next 3 weeks or so, which should be pretty fun. So get ready for some exciting 40k. Yeah, the Maliceptors are great. Unironically, 4+ invuln save with a ton of wounds is very good and a pretty decent gun. They're also, because they're in this middle objective, they're also potentially granting -1 to hit to the Wraithguard, which is a little unfortunate to those guys. They do broadcast an aura of -1 to hit. It is -1 to hit whatever's within 6 inches of them. So we're in area denial right now, which I don't think we're going to be able to score. It's just a little bit of a bad pickup for Lord Solar right now. And this is an extremely aggressive Shadow Spectre drop. We're trying to kill a Pyrovore? Oh, I think we're just going to try to get into the Zoanthropes. They do have strength 6, 3 damage guns, so they are a very good profile at killing individual Zoanthropes, but you do have 2 potential uses of rapid regeneration from that Hive Tyrant to give them a 5+ feel no pain. So they are actually pretty resilient against 3 damage guns, and the Venom Thropes are granting at least the blue and green units stealth right now. So I don't know if we actually lose too many here. I think Eldar might be kind of scraping for what they can right now. Best bet is maybe to throw an objective down behind this wall. It's not really interactable for the Tyranid army, and then I think try to use Fire and Fade as much as we can. Because now with the 10th edition Ruin rules, you have to be wholly inside a terrain feature to see through it. And these ruins do have a little bit of a gap. You can actually stick a model sort of halfway through, and as long as you protrude out the edge, you can see through this little feature here. So it's not 100% protected, but what you could do potentially is get the Wraithguard to jump in and out of this ruin for a while, basically, and kind of ignore the Zoanthropes for a while. I think dropping 2 units of Shadow Spectres down in this corner here might be a mistake.
I'll burn my seat to overwatch him. D6 plus 4 because your size is 5. So that is 7. For 6s, yeah, 1 will die. Well, maybe. Wounds on a 2. Nope, he doesn't. Yeah, fine, off you go.
I think that was the Exocrine
I'll
firing
start
there.
off with
Not an amazing
Shadow
Overwatcher.
Hogwarts.
I should go with T4 for armor. They are -1 to hit, and they have cover.
I'll reroll that 3 then.
Okay.
Strength 6, so 3s. Rolls.
AP?
3 wounds. AP2.
AP2, so AP1, so I get 5s. 2 will go pop. So
How many
Ooh,
points was
shocking.
the knight? 1,100 points, chat. 1,100 points was killed in that single shooting phase. I think we must have failed Fortune there, I think was the downside. And that is, a little bit of an unfortunate result of the psychic mechanics in 10th edition. They do work on a 2+ with no fixing at all, so if you fail it, you fail it. And I don't think that you can just play KG with that unit and keep it in the back, because you're putting too much of your army in a not, advantageous position. You do need to buy yourself some table space in order to beat the Tyranid game plan of taking a bunch of table space from you and beating you on primary.
pop.
Then Eldritch Storm.
That's what we like to see, yeah.
Yeah, you killed it.
Good job. Good job,
You rolled a
Farseer.
2,
You
by the
killed
way.
that one Spore Mine. I'm proud of you, buddy.
Yeah, you did.
God. We're going to split 5 and 5 into each mallet.
Okay, you are -1 to hit, because you're close enough to them.
There's that Maliceptor Aura coming into play.
Within 6, you become -1 to hit. And I will be spending 1 CP, be giving him a 5 up Final Pain, and the Tyrant will give that guy a 5 up Final Pain.
There you go. Yeah, that is an important thing to keep in mind, chat. It doesn't matter here because we're doing a bunch of simultaneous targeting, but you do have to use your command point. If you want to double up a strat, you have to use your command point first, then use the free version of the strat afterwards. You can't use the free version first and then command point it later, because the command pointed version doesn't get the extra ability of the Rites of Battle effect, where you get to do it even if you've done it again before that in that phase.
The season 2?
To the 10.
Okay. 4 damage.
Jump.
Oh my god, these dice are not going in Lord Solar's way right now. Is that a single damage from a Wraith from 5 Wraithguard into a Maliceptor? And he saves it? Oh my god.
1. Says 1.
Wow, alright, well.
Wounds.
4 damage. 4.
Yeah, the one thing I think is interesting about the Maliceptor is that they don't, their gun is blast, so they can't fire it into things in melee, which is a little bit weird because they basically want to stand in melee with you for the entire game.
He takes 2 damage.
But yeah, it is otherwise a phenomenal profile. Just decent at fighting,
automatic wounds.
It's got a pretty okay melee stat line. It's got a good gun. It's hard to kill. It just sits around in the middle of the table for a while.
That's 1 wound from the first shot.
Sorry?
Wound onto the 14 wound Maleceptor.
Isn't it? It's mortals, isn't it?
Because that's just a hit roll.
Oh, okay, so... Oh, it does an auto wound.
A lethal hit.
No, that's quite rubbish. Anyway, 4 up.
It is a bit. Little anti-synergy from the Spirits here and the Wraith Guard. They get lethal hits, but that means they can't trigger their devastating wounds off of their second shot. I think that's mostly like intended for Wraith Blades, but Wraith Guard get it anyway. It's okay in melee.
Wounds.
Damage.
So I think we're slow rolling out the damage rolls here just to use our Fate dice and auto 6 when is necessary from the Farseer.
And we're going to wound.
Okay, 4 up. He's fine.
Last shot. I've got a 3 hit roll still from the...
Oh my god.
Misses.
One more.
Turns out those guys rerolling, hitting on 4s with no rerolls is pretty unfortunate. You really need the bike Farseer, I think, to get the maximum use out of them. Foot Farseer makes him tough, but not that tough.
I take all 3. On to 6.
Just to shoot the Hive Tyrant.
As you wish.
See if we can.
So I'm going to use sustained hits for his thing.
No problem.
Oh, you minus 1 to hit.
He is not.
So that's 1. I'll reroll that with the Eldar trait.
Yep.
Last one.
This is +1 sustain or 2 sustain?
It's 3.
Ooh. Your strength is what?
Don't know.
6, so 5.
Strength 6.
T5.
Saves, I guess.
Yep.
Might as well.
Ooh, mortals. 2 mortals.
Tools. Then I'm just going to tap that one to 6 of visibility. Boom.
And he did. Oh wait, I think I hurt myself these days. Do I hurt myself? Oh, someone does get hurt.
Oh,
Or does everyone get hurt?
yeah. Everyone within 6.
It's just empty demise.
Yeah, they did demise. So I think everyone gets hurt, right?
Well,
Orphans.
you live by the good dice and you die by the good dice. It's a lot of mortal wounds across the entire army. Thanks to that High Tyrant blowing up there. Ba-boom.
Over there. He takes...
You think it's like a psychic feedback maybe that hits him?
Does he feel them? He feels 2 of them. This Maleceptor takes... Also 3. Does he feel them? He feels 2 of them. The Tyranids takes 2. The little Bobs takes 3, so that guy gets. This guy pops, and this guy takes 1. The Zoanthropes, well, the first one takes 3, so this guy will go on to kill. He also finished 6 of all of them, so first one will kill that guy, he's not doing anything.
Yeah.
Next guy.
Do we need
takes
our
1,
mortal wound
so
counter
that
chat
would
for
be
this?
Clean squad will take it on
Maybe we
this
do.
guy. And the last one will be 2, sorry. So red will take 2. I will put that guy's giving him cover. Yeah, so no, I need this. I need the new drop. Let's go take 2. Okay.
The Venom Ropes.
They are also. I think they're 3 wounds apiece. Yep. Okay. That guy will go pop.
Wow, so that was 6,
And
7,
that
8,
pile wall
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
is down to 1. Good lord. Oh, well.
Was that 19 mortal wounds?
My 6 Shadow Spectres will shoot Venom Ropes.
Okay, you're -1 to hit.
One of them will use Garner Wound hit. I'm going to use one of them
That
with the
was
Blast Profile and
wild.
the Steve focus.
Yeah, just from a casual Death Jester shot. That's the most effective Death Jester I've ever seen. I know that unit's good, but I didn't really realize how good.
Toughness 5.
He shoots one Hive Tyrant for 4 and then explodes for 20 mortal wounds in the rest of the army. Let's go! Absolutely insane.
Nice one.
Not
And
sure.
5 focus shot.
No.
Reroll a hit roll. He's on freeze. Wounds. Invulns.
3 damage, right? These are 3 damage, if I'm not mistaken. 3, yep, so kill you.
Oh, nice shot. We're gonna start posting some coherency checks
And
as
they are
well.
going to chop.
So now we've lost that Assault Aura from the Hive Tyrant. These Zoanthropes are going to be a lot less terrifying because they are a lot slower.
Second squad will do the same thing and shoot you.
Okay.
I'm going to faff around if I need blast, just focus shots this time. 4s with a reroll. And on freeze for wounds this time.
You're fine.
Way.
Fine.
The Autarchs in.
He's shooting.
He'll shoot, I don't know, I'll work out what he'll shoot. So he has got. I guess I'll shoot. Yep, 24.
Putting the dead in deadly
You can just go rocket launcher.
Yeah,
I gave him a rocket. 20, 48.
for sure.
Yeah, so whatever you want to shoot.
Got a cheeky Zoanthrope on 2, Mr.
Already
Artark.
in.
Maybe you can just blast
When
that.
did they.
No, one's bracketed, the other one. I think they bracket at 4.
I'll shoot the unbracketed one. No, I'll shoot the bracketed one.
No, this bracketed 5. Okay.
No, I'll shoot the unbracketed one.
Good shot
Should do it straight.
from the Autark.
Assuming it was 28, so.
Clean
four ups.
conversion there.
I'm assuming AP.
P2.
No, so these are 4 ups, by the way. He's fine.
The Wraith Guard are going to charge the current effect.
Yeah, sure, come in.
Yeah, nothing reactive to do here. The free strats are dead. No command points on the table for Tyranids. So they're just going in. So this is the technology we're going to use here, chat, where we're going to charge the Tyrannifex, attack it. Maybe we do a damage. It doesn't really matter. But then it's going to attack back. If we charge out of the Maleceptor's -1 to hit aura, they actually have a pretty good chance of shooting back in here because they get to trigger War Construct again. And then we're measuring to Phantasm at the end of the Tyranid's turn back into the Ruin to keep them safe from the Zoanthrope. So again, I think this is what Lord Solar needs to kind of pivot to, is playing this really cagey attritional game plan. Although he does have to kill the Tyrannifex with this shot here, which is a little bit tough. Because those Wraithguard get pistol, they can fire into melee with whatever they're engaged with, and
Then they're gonna hit
the
you.
model
There
itself
are-
doesn't have to be engaged, just the unit.
That can hit you. 4 swings.
These are what?
Looks like we are
Close
still
enough.
inside the aura of the
No, also
Maleceptor.
still -1 to hit, so you're 10 and 5s.
Wait, is there a way I can dodge?
Well, you have to touch his base, and yeah, if you're within 6 inches of him, take the minus
Fine.
penalty.
Yeah, I think that would have been
Um,
tough
Hitting on 5s then.
because of the new rules.
Hitting on 4s actually because of the +1 from Indicius.
Okay.
Rerolling a hit roll because sure. Lethal hits on the 6s and then wounding on
6s.
Okay,
Kind of a lot of
six
boosts, actually. All right. Oh no! No failed saves though. Didn't even do
Have
anything
hit
to him.
back.
What a
What
boss.
else I do? 4 attacks. I don't even have a C. Oh, I couldn't even do that. What? 4 attacks. What do I hit on? I hit on 3s. Yep, 3s. And this would be 3s to wound.
4s because of -1.
Up, so 4s. No AP, 2 ups, I guess.
Is that 2? I love it. And now I'm going to shoot you back.
Unfortunately.
8 shots first.
So here comes the War Construct activation.
On 4s, because it's the penalty.
I'll roll a hit roll.
Do you get to use that thing when you selected? Was it every time
I
you...
get to shoot with my face, so I shoot.
Well, it's each every attack, right? Okay, yeah. And 3s.
Full hit these.
More.
Reroll. 3
Okay,
wounds, 8-4.
that would be devastating. So these are AP4. I think that's all 6 ups. Oh, wait, no, I'm not close enough to the benefit ups. Okay, 6 ups. Damage.
Oh, man. All right.
-1. -1.
-1 damage.
So there's 3
So
of them.
3,
Hits for
2, 1,
6.
so 6.
So 6, he's
Down
down to 8.
Oh, not going to get him. Maybe CP that 2? No.
And 3 for the mortals.
Down to a second to last shot. I've used a hit reroll, but I haven't used lethal hit.
Oh, the damage.
You still get a what's it?
Oh, that's a hit though. Okay.
Hit roll.
Oh, ho, ho,
Yeah.
saves it.
Last shot.
We do have 6s in
This is-
in the fate dice pool here, so if we get a hit through, we can auto kill it.
A lethal hit.
He's fine.
No way! The double 6s to keep the Tyranids alive. Are you kidding me? Get out of here! 2 6s
That's once
on
per
saves
battleground, so you
in a
can't do that in
row
my face now.
to keep him alive. And that means that this Wraith Guard unit's not going to be able to Phantasm this coming turn. Unless the Tyranids
Can't do
runs
that in
away,
my face now, right?
which I
Can't do it.
don't think we're going to see.
Secondary.
That does mean that the Wraith Guard are open to be attacked, like to just sort of stand around there for a while, but I don't think that that's the biggest issue. Now that they can't
Then I will pass to you.
do anything reactive, they
I
can't
get it.
Overwatch, they can't Phantasm, they just live there.
For these.
Sure.
And that's a big score for
Top there.
Indicius.
What's his battle shot?
Looks like I think we're going to be 10 victory points for holding 2 objectives in No Man's Land currently, unless the Battle Shock
That's like
chests
it
go
used to
poorly.
was.
They're out of Synapse now. Oh, no, we're not, because of the
Fine,
Maliceptor. Just kidding.
Maliceptor. He is also fine. Those Bob guns.
Neurophrope giving.
Cheers.
It's a neurophrope giving sign up.
Maliceptors. Maliceptors are also
Sign up.
those. The Bob guns near these guys? No, they're not. So Bob guns don't get 3. They just get 2. They are Battle Shock. Whoopee. This guy does he take Battle Shock if he's just 1?
Yeah, because it's starting strength.
Okay. So then he should be within range of
That is
the-
correct.
Yep. So he takes 3 dice. 7? Is that his division? He's 8. Okay, so he is battle shocked. I'm gonna have to.
Bob Grant's passed it then.
No, Bob Gun's filled.
Means 5 primary because you can control that one anyway.
I'm thinking about spinning the CP to unbattle shock him. Yeah, I'm going to have to. Yeah, I got nothing else to spin my CP on. Yeah, I'll spin my CP to unbattle shock him.
Definitely worth a command point to get 5 points. That's pretty good. But now we're kind of
I
putting
should get 10
the
CP
game on the back of the Maliceptors here. Again, I don't think we can afford to pull the Tyranids out of melee. You do sort of eat the command point from the Aeldari if Wraithguard do then Phantasm back behind the wall.
Um,
But that allows them to basically, you know, reactivate that whole combination of effects again, and they're just going to continue to peel wounds off of these monsters. So I think you take the shots you can without getting overwatched. But these Maliceptors can come around the corner here, hopefully burn down the Shadow Specters. The Zone Throws aren't very useful this turn, so they may just be performing some rituals.
They can't overwatch auto combat, can they? You guys?
No, because they're not.
Okay.
No.
I think we have to do coherency here.
Where?
The Neurothropes out of coherency now.
Okay, well, he's gone. Yeah, he's gonna have to die.
That'll.
Yeah,
No,
let's see
they're
if they
at
get that shot.
half. They don't have to.
No, they're alright because they're at half.
Okay, never mind then.
Indeed.
Okay, so that's that.
Well, I think this is kind of going to show the power of the Eldar Codex here, chat.
Well, they
The
can't
fact that
overwatch.
we lost an 1100 point Titan on the first turn, and I think Eldar still have they still have strats. I don't think they're certainly not in a good position this game. I think they're probably going to get steamrolled by a horde of bugs, but they can still enact a game plan with basically just 3 units and a couple characters on the table. It's absolutely insane. Those Shadow Specters did pretty decent work, especially for 80-point units. Killing Zoanthropes is pretty good. But here comes the engage on all fronts and cleanse strategy once again. Just going to grab our easy secondaries and say go. Lord Seller did burn area denial. I think he's hoping that he can crush through with the Wraithguard through the Tyrannifex and the Maliceptors. Now, Aeldari can fall back and operate normally, so we can, even if the Wraithguard gets stuck in here, they can do stuff later, which is good. Yeah, that Revenant Titan, it did its best, but it got blanked on saving throws, and then I believe the Fortune failed on it, so it didn't get its -1 to be wounded, and the Zoanthropes did 19 damage in a shooting phase. So it got pecked to death by lethal hits from the Maliceptors and the other guns. And then the Zoanthropes did their thing and blew up a Titan. Which is what they're wont to do. Zoanthropes, if you get in range of them, they're incredibly powerful. They're not the fastest artillery piece in the world, but holy crap, once they get lined up, they are real strong. It's true, yeah. The Hive Tyrant did get ganked by the Death Jester back here. Planked him for 4 devastating wounds and killed him, and he exploded for 19 mortals on his own team. So we're keeping a tally of friendly fire mortal wounds right now. Given that we have another like 4 monsters that could explode on the Tyranid army, and most of them are down below like a 3rd strength, I think we may see some more detonations happen this game.
It's fine, I'll spend 1 CP. The Zoanthrope unit. Yeah, the Zoanthrope unit and this Maliceptor are getting sustained. It's 1 against infantry.
Oh, I think we may pull the Tyrannifex out, chat. That's going to open us up for a Phantasm anyway, if that's the case. And potentially an Overwatch. Is this a mistake? So the goal here, I mean, the benefit you have of sticking this unit in combat is that it can't Overwatch while it's engaged. So you can move everything else in your army that could potentially be Overwatched by the Wraithguard. And they're not going to be able to respond. But if you fall back this Tyrannifex, I think there's a non-zero chance that the Wraithguard Overwatch the Tyrannifex, kill it with Fate Dice, and then Phantasm and go back through the wall. I think if you fall back this Tyrannifex, I think it's a disaster.
You can see. See.
Indicius might be going for it, though.
You can
Ooh.
see.
Oh, chat. It's dangerous.
best of movements they can see. I could first. These guys. Just give me a sec. I want to see how where the curve is. 1, 2. If I touch that corner. Okay, so those two will see this one back here.
Getting line of sight with the zone throws can be a little tough. They are big bases that are relatively slow, so they're not the easiest thing to cluster together. Much easier when you're shooting at a Titan, let me tell you.
Yeah. We'll come over here. Just gonna come over here. Just gonna move here. Venom Tropes will take an advance. We go to 8. I'm sorry, 10. 1. Auto Venom Trope. Over here.
Yeah, it'd be a very different story if this was not a Revenant Titan list for sure, chat. It would be significantly less memey though, and so I think overall less appreciated.
And I do miss my 6 inches move for zone tropes. 1, 2, 5, 6, so you can see the score. That guy was sit still. This Pyro will advance. Just go 6. This Pyro wasn't fine there. And negative. Sneaky Gargoyles will come over. Yep.
Comes the Deep Strike.
24-inch guns, I believe.
And these guys, just like the Shadow Spectres, also have their Fire and Fate effect active there. I try to deal
Do you want
with
to
damage.
Overwatch anything?
We also have, it should be noted, the Biovores can just fire an indirect shot if they want to just shoot a Spore Mine at somebody instead of spawning one. So as long as we have engaged on front secured by the Gargoyle unit, then they will
I might
be open to shoot.
If you wish.
We're gonna burn all the CP, do the Overwatch, the shoot and scoot here from the Wraith Guard. Let's see what we get.
something just strapped in the. Yeah, I'll use the 1 CP now.
Here comes the Overwatch. Blammo.
Yep, so 10 shots. I'll do my standard roll up, and then. And let's do 8 for. Looking for scissors.
Oh no!
One more. Last one. I'm gonna. I'm using phase. And 1, turn it to 6, so I have a save at AP4.
So one lethal
he's
hits
kind of
go
getting
through.
cover, so he gets a 5 up.
He is next to the Venom Strips now.
He's fine.
Ah, makes a third one in a row, dude.
Again, it's at the end of your movement.
These guys
Yep, that's the movement phase.
cannot win.
Doesn't mean what?
Have some break.
And there goes the Wraith Guard. Yep. Don't know if I like that that move there, chat. Although Indicius remains unpunished by not losing the Tran effects of the Overwatch. That certainly could have happened if we'd rolled any hits.
Move 6 or move 7? Penny miles.
It will sit.
Yep. We just. Yep, they're all good. Okay, is that all your strats?
That's everything, yeah. CD
Okay.
now.
Okay, so then. Okay, that didn't work. So cleanse. Mine. Engage. They can engage. Yep, be good. Okay. Shooting phase. Let's do this Biovolve. Yep. We still have the -1 to wound on them, right? Or did it go away? Okay.
Next.
Yeah, what is it? Start. So we can just we can only shoot them now. We can blast that death chest. Huh? Okay, so this guy over here with the sustain hits against infantry, he's gonna blast these guys.
Unloaded dice. Yeah, they're like dice, but they
This is
were accidentally
D6
loaded the opposite
plus
way.
4. Yep. 10. -1 to hit, so looking for 4s. No sustain, no extras. Wounding on 2s. 3 at -2.
Nice.
The demise so far is a single Hive Tyrant exploding.
And then we show there. I guess the Exocrine's gonna shoot into those Grave Guard. I can't see them, right?
Can I?
Okay. Exocrine into the Grave Guard. D6. There's still 10 of them, so D6 plus.
We've already used our War Construct, so no reactive fire from this shot,
5.
but it is unlikely to do too much because the
Or
Wraith
whatever.
Guard will respawn at a rate of 2 per battle round. So, unless we kill 2 with this shot, then it won't actually do any lasting damage. And if we kill 1, it just respawns in the next command phase.
There's a wound on 4s because you're -1 to wound.
Yep.
Oh
nice.
my god.
-3, so 4 up for you.
Exocrine, what are you doing?
Mine's. Time.
Alright, well, just roll an unreasonable number of wounds. Oh, well,
Undead.
there's the saving throws, though.
For the rest of the
What
game.
is this turn, Jim?
I'll just burn a fate dice.
Kid lost exactly 1 to 8
you already
wounds
burn a fate
through
dice
from
when
the
you roll
Exocrine. Holy crap.
Come on, perfect.
That was a staggering
Oh, yeah,
number
sorry,
of 4
that's not
pluses on
shooting.
both
Yep, off
sides.
you go.
And the.
Okay, so
Just
2 die.
I'll pull the ones that you're. Would have been.
Okay. That's that, and then this is that.
So we did actually lose 2. So 1 stays dead at least until the
So then we just got not much else.
Tyranid
shooting.
command phase.
A trap blink of a wraith with bioballs. Okay, these guys are just gonna shoot into these guys.
Yep.
Should be just 1 shot apiece, so 10 shots.
This one hit.
I think I'm only gonna need you on 5s then. Yep, only need you on 5s then. Fives. Okay, 2 hits. These should be 3s.
Yeah.
Nope, nothing. Okay. Oh, they're gonna move. Can they move? Since they came out of Deep Strike.
Yeah, it's the restrictions only on.
Okay. So,
Recent my Shadow Spectre today came in.
okay, so then that's that done. Now what are these Bioballs wanting to do?
What are unit gargoyles?
Kill the squad. Chop that
Cheap,
squad.
deep strike, and get a fire and fade? What's not to love? Plus OC too. Pretty big deal.
Okay, so. Correct. Okay. He is going to shoot the squad. D6 plus 4. So that is 6. It's on 4s. Okay, and these wound on 2s. 2 wounds, -2.
Weapon roll. Nice.
Okay. Then... what else do I have to shoot? I think that's about it. Barbicons can... yeah, Barbicons are gonna shoot into these Glaive Guard.
Yep.
2d6. Okay, so that is... you're not on 10, so this would be 12 plus 1 each is
So the
14.
Barbgons here is actually going to be a pretty
Dice.
important shot. If they do get a hit, which they should, they'll reduce movement on the Wraith Guard. The Wraith Guard aren't the fastest unit in the world. Only move 6,
It's
I believe.
on 4s. And he's wound on 6s, I guess.
Tough.
So 2, no AP. Yep, you're fine.
Fine.
You just -2 to your lead, -2 to your movement and thingy. It's them done. These guys can't see anything. Okay, so it's just a Pyrophores I can shoot. Really tempted. Try and kill that. Get engaged, that's fine. Cleanse. Let's put that cleanse. Okay, this Pyrophore is gonna shoot its mine. Put it over here, and that one will do cleanse.
Thoughts on the NID releases
Second one will put
model-wise?
its mine over here.
I did release a whole video talking
That
about
one
them.
will do cleanse.
So, I
Third
guess
one.
I extrapolate all my thoughts there, but generally speaking, very
Well,
happy
yes,
with them.
fire into that fast, yeah, because I have nothing else to shoot at.
I wasn't sure about the
D3
the Leviathan stuff,
Three.
but the this latest wave looks amazing. Leviathan stuff was a little hit or miss. This stuff is all hits as far as I'm concerned. I think the Neurolictor is maybe my least favorite, but everything else is awesome. And even then, it's not even that bad. It's just okay, I guess. It's kind of just the Parasite of more tracks with extra steps.
Saves one. Looks good.
Yeah, that is that. On to charges. Shooting, just making sure it's can't shoot anything.
I almost wonder if we charge the Barbagons into the Wraith Guard just to try to burn a CP from the Eldar. But I think that the Wraith Guard might actually kill 2 Barbagons in the shooting phase, or in the fight phase.
Okay. So...
Alright, so hoping for some good secondary draws from the Eldar
charges.
this coming turn.
Maleceptor's going into, I guess, both of them.
There it is.
8-2.
Big charge from the Mr. Maleceptor.
Am I on top of someone? Yeah, I'm on top of someone. Okay. Right over there will do fine. Base to base with both of them. I think so. Yep. The Pyrophore will go into them. I think 8 does it. Yep.
By the way, chat, this is the first time using this
8.
datasheet overlay. Let me know if it looks,
Nope, sorry, 7.
if it works okay. If it
Well, I
looks
can
good.
get him with engagement range of you.
If it's too big or
The 7.
small.
Eight. Okay.
Okay. And don't want these guys to charge them. Because if I
Yeah, so I think the correct play in hindsight here is not to charge.
your strength
The Wraith
is
Guard.
5.
They're pretty high strength, they're decent attack volume with lethal hits, and then you give them a pilot and consolidate move, which is a little bit scary.
You can just crack their heads. Your strength 3, your strength 5 will be because I think the Barbicons will go into those Spectres. I don't think a 6 makes it. Nope, it doesn't. Okay. That's all. You should charge it. Okay, so that's that. So
Maybe a little
start
bigger?
with the Maleceptor.
Alright,
Gonna put his sweep attack.
can make that happen.
into the squad. This is 6 attacks. Hitting on 4s because I'm -1 to hit.
How's that, chat? Does that look
Hit
okay?
4s. And these would be on 2s. Oop, here goes my dice.
Yeah, so the war
4
construct's
minus
already
1.
been triggered on the Wraith Guard this battle round, fortunately, so we're not liable to get hit by a second one until their next turn, because the Eldar went first. So they don't have to worry about that, but I think they do just get actually punched to death, probably.
Goodness. Gave him only 2 attacks now. Does he hit on? 4s, I'm good board. Oh, he missed. Okay, hit me back.
Yep, I'll go with.
So locking in all the Shadow Spectres. Only one's going to get to fall back and shoot. Although they can shoot into melee with the Maleceptor, so you might not even... You need to extricate both of them, maybe just one. You have the Autarch Wayleaper and a unit of Shadow Spectres trying to do 4 damage plus a Death Jester to
T6.
unengage this one. Might be worth it.
4 into Maleceptor. It's Wound AP nothing.
He's fine.
Squad.
Would be cool to have some sort of like indicator,
That.
maybe in Yellow Scribe or something, to indicate whether or not a unit's used its reactive ability. Then we could have like something on screen to tell you that they've used their their war construction gunshot.
Reroll.
Takes a wound.
Ooh, we hit one on the Maleceptor. No way. That's a big deal, actually. That means the Shadow Spectre could one-shot it with their blast or their heavy shot, their focus shot.
I get 4 for my.
Wow. Okay. Calm down.
Sure about that before I do it. Yes, the Venators are fine.
Secondaries on the nits. Let me bring them up for you, chat.
So that's that. He does control that.
There we go.
And I get 4 for that, 4 for that. Okay, your turn, sir. Do you have any battle shock to do?
No.
Okay, well, you're going to take a battle shock now.
There's the Shadow in the Warp being active. No Neuro Tyrant, though, so we don't have any penalties. But we have engaged several units, and that can force Desperate Escape checks on them if they fail Battle Shock, so that's kind of a big deal.
That's it. Battle shock. Guard, please have only here.
Hey, they failed.
Ooh.
This. I use the strat on this because it's in the command phase.
Oh, that's at the start of your command phase. And you have to do that in the end.
Yeah, Insane Bravery you can only use during the Battle Shock step, and this is during the regular command phase, yeah. You only get to use it against normally failed Battle Shock. That's a big deal, actually. So we can no longer Phantasm, and we can't command reroll that unit anymore.
Life. One, the blue one's in command.
Well, Shadow in the Warp, getting some work done.
Life and
Fine.
Actually,
It's fine, it's 6.
you don't see it be too great that often, but today
And you just.
it is working. Oh boy.
Yep. It's just a red card.
God.
Hey,
Be the one you're not action. Wow.
you went within 6 of my damn zone. Oops, would have been nice. But anyway.
Red's a Wraith Guard.
Here comes that Spirits here, getting people back. Oh yeah, get that extra movement, even though they are -2 movement now.
Really touch.
And I think we're going to be pushing that unit to try to clip a bunch of monsters this turn. Hopefully. Crossing our fingers.
I'm going to spend 1 command point to let these 4 back shoot and charge. Get 1 for my Orc, so I'll just have that one. Oh, I need to draw back.
Yeah, so there's the Fallback operate normally from the blue Shadow Specters, so I think we're going to try to shoot the second unit of Shadow Specters free with the Maleceptor.
Did I just score that if I kill him?
Nope, you gotta kill him now.
All character units from your opponent's army.
Yeah, so
I will score that. Yay!
We do get a free one on Assassination.
Oh,
That's pretty
okay.
useful. A little bit weird
Oh, yeah,
because
so you get the
Bring
5
It Down has a different
Denial.
wording. Bring It Down actually doesn't have that clause where if your opponent doesn't have any vehicles remaining, it actually doesn't auto-score. But Assassination does, which is useful. So because the Tyranids only had one character, and the character was killed by the Revenant Titan and the Death Jester, and then also exploded for 1,000,000 mortal wounds on the Tyranid army, they automatically score Assassination. Let's do it! Good job, team.
My dad's gonna fall inch.
A little bit worried about an Overwatch from the Pyrovore now. I
You've
think we
got-
could see that be used.
Might do this.
Oh, my. Roly-poly Maleceptor going for a ride.
I'm gonna do with them. For now, I'm gonna spend that CP on Discord. Shouldn't charge.
Okay.
Interesting.
Overwatch.
Still going to be stuck in on the Pyrovore, though.
Okay.
I think we're just
Go
going
with this
for
unit.
Zoanthropes. Trying to
Just 2 of them.
blast.
Yeah, it is a squad of 4 now. Okay, so no bonuses. So just D3. What's that? That. These have lethal hits. Let's just blast, so I don't want to do that. Yeah, sure, why not? See how much I kill. 5. Let's CP. These hit on 6s. Nothing. Okay, well that was wasted. Okay, off you go.
I'm gonna fall back off the expect.
You have to take a desperate breakout, or is that only when you battle shock?
When you're battle shock,
Okay.
if you outfly and I'm moving over. You've already overwatched my Death Justice. Autark is going to fly over to here. Swarm mine.
He doesn't advance, does he? Or that's just his movement?
Just a regular.
Okay, well. On a 2 up. He takes the 3 mortals. For 3.
Here's the plan to charge the other swarm mine.
Yeah, sure.
Just wasting our Autark on Spore Mines here. This is maybe the most aggressive Autark play I've ever seen. You're like, who needs command points? What we do need is less Spore Mines on the table.
18 inch. Just
You can only draw line of sight through a ruin if you're inside it, but you can't. You can still draw around it. So we were probably looking at this line of sight. So couldn't Overwatch here, but we were also engaged at the point that the Overwatch was triggered, so you couldn't use it there. But once the second unit falls back out of Overwatch, as soon as that fallback move is complete, you can Overwatch them at the end. Which is what we did here with the Tyranifex and the Wraithguard. I do think the other option was to potentially. Don't know if this will show up, by the way, chat. Well, let's find out if my telestrator works right now. It does not. All right, that's okay. But we could potentially have moved around the sort of the corner of this and get shots into the same Zoanthrope unit around this line. But and at that point, the Pyrovore wouldn't have line of sight because its line of sight is like that. But either way, it's probably fine. A little bit worried about these Shadow Specters sort of contributing right now, but we'll see. Pyrovores are infantry. Pretty big infantry as well. But they're physically large, if statistically small, as it were. Be interesting to see what they do with their new resculpt, given that it looks to be significantly larger than the existing one.
And then shoot your Maleceptor.
Okay, -1 to hit.
This one. I'll reroll that with the.
Does he hit on 3s or 2s? 2s, okay.
One gets. And wounding on 6s. Two mortals, to whatever I roll. Mortal.
Let's swap into a 6. Does he explode? Nope.
No more explosions. That's sad. I feel that we deserve more.
These
the
5
Deadly
here are
Demise
just going to
strat.
shoot everything at the gargoyles with the math profile.
Okay.
Be 5d6 plus 10. Uh, 18. These. Wounds on 3s.
4, you only strength 3. Yeah, sorry, you have strength 5, 4, sorry, 3s. Yep. The freaking cow.
5 AP1.
No cover for me, so these are 6s. AP1.
Yeah, AP1.
Okay, so 5 I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 5. Okay, so half strength, so I don't have to take battle shock. B.
I'm going to shoot 4 of my Wraith Guard into the zone throats, 4 into the
Now you are taking -2 to your hit roll now. The Zoan drops, I mean the Venom drops and the Maleceptor.
Is that affecting it?
Excuse?
The zone throats is something that's not affected, right?
You always take -1 because of the Maleceptor, and everything that's not an infantry model is taking. You take -1 because of the Venoms.
So I won't be -1. I'll be just -1 against the Tyranids effects.
Yep, just -1 against monsters, -2 against my infantry.
5 into the blue zone throats, 3 into the
Okay.
1. You can't see any gaunts.
Okay.
I'll do my. Yep, so starting off with 3 into the effects. Dropped.
Alright, Wraithguard. It's time to put the entire game on your back, everybody.
So I'll use my reroll here. It's a wound AP4.
Fire up.
Split firing.
Jeepers, come
I
on.
think 6 is on
We've
him.
got Fate Dice and
He can make
in the
sense.
bank.
Auto
Full
wounds.
hits.
He takes a damage. -1.
Shit. Dealing with
Excuse-
this.
Oh, you
He
just
takes
rolled
5
it.
damage.
Okay, so he dies.
No fate
Uh,
dice.
It's an auto 6 on the
so
Maleceptor. Do we
does
see an
explode?
explosion again?
He does
Or
not.
on the Tyrannid effects,
Goodbye,
excuse
Mr.
me.
Tyrannid.
We're being denied additional
5
counters on
shots into
the
zone throats.
the friendly demise counter chat. I will not stand for this.
6. Give me a 6.
Goes on a 2.
It's a 6.
Roll the damage. Anyone just takes 2.
2 bottles.
Nope, they're full. 2.
Then 1 shot into barb gaunts. Done.
You can shoot these 2. Well,
I'll see her next into barb gaunts.
So I think we're gonna try
oh, the
to
spirits, yeah. Okay.
enact the same game plan that we did last turn. Get rid of the second Maleceptor as well. Get the Wraithguard in. Engage the Maleceptor in melee. Force it to attack them and then shoot it to death potentially. And that will be most of the monsters gone, but With the Wraithguard being battle shocked, they can't then Phantasm, so they are open to just getting vaporized by Zoanthropes. So we may see the Zoanthropes go absolutely ham this turn. Downside being that you have to... they are going to be firing into T7 with a -1 to wounds. They're winning on 5s, and they don't have sustained hits active. They have lethals against vehicles, which less useful in this situation.
Which one are you using?
The hit penalties are cumulative, chat, because the Spirit Seer grants the unit +1 to hit. So having multiple hit penalties on a Wraithguard unit with an attached character like that will actually impact them, because the net becomes -1 rather than -2. If they were only -2, the second hit penalty wouldn't matter. But because they are... because they have a +1 to hit, the second penalty will cancel it out, essentially.
Charges. Still got the orc. He'll shoot before and try and finish.
Yep.
He will use the little shot.
You are now -1 to hit and -1 to wound.
Yep. A good shot hits on a 4. 6. P2.
Okay, so I do get cover here, so these are 4. This is a 4. Don't want... No, it's fine. He's dead. Does he blow? No, you don't.
Charges. Guard into Maliceptor.
Okay.
Ooh, big charge roll there.
Goes to an 8.
So 6 inches.
I
No, I
rolled a
rolled a
10.
10.
Oh, yeah, sorry. 8. Okay.
Go get him, Wraithguard. Well, I think this this game state has changed quite a bit.
Okay.
From losing the Revenant Titan immediately. I mean, like I said before, right? That Eldar Codex is deep enough that it has strategies it can enact, even if it's getting lambasted by its opponent's army. And that's really what we're seeing here. This Wraithguard unit and the Shadow Specters and the characters alone have killed... Assuming that this Maliceptor goes down, they will have killed probably 800 points of Tyranids by themselves. Without really having lost anything, honestly. They've lost some Shadow Specters and one Wraithguard that's about to respawn itself. That's not that big a deal. Those are survivable. And now we can start to get the Wraithguard. If they are close enough here, they can start to engage these infantry. And Tyranids, unlike Eldar, have no way to fall back and operate normally. So if these Zoanthropes get engaged, that's a nightmare for Zoanthropes.
He's the one that...
And here's the charge from the Shadow Specters to try to get them in as well. Oh my god. Oh, this could be a death blow to this Tyranid army right here. If everything gets engaged and the Maliceptor gets shot down, there's really not much that this Tyranid army does. It shoots with a Pyrovore, maybe a Zoanthrope unit and an Exocrine, and then passes the turn. Maybe a 1 Barb Gaunt. That's not really enough to do that much damage. Yeah, it was -1 from the Maliceptor, -1 from Stealth, thanks to the Venom Thropes, and then +1 to this from the Spirit Seer, yeah, for a net -1.
And my Farseer is going to go for a Hail Mary charge into the Barber Gaunt, needing a 11. Wartark is going to... I'll start off with the Spectres. Sure, they'll all hit the... will be 8 attacks. Within 6, so -1 hit, so 4s. Roll. On toughness, 5 or...
So 5s.
so 5s.
Nothing. Well,
Reroll.
nothing.
Yep, then unless you want to interrupt, I'll go for my Wraithguard.
No, I can't interrupt, so go ahead.
they'll all get to fight. 9 of them, so 27 attack.
Yeah, I think goes to show you, if you don't have a way to deal with this Wraithguard unit, things don't end well for you. This unit is currently dominating this table right now, despite the fact it's been kind of dicey on what it can do. It's been absolutely destroying people.
That helps.
Stupid amount of these.
Takes 2.
It's failed it. My Spirit Seer has 2 attacks which can theoretically kill you, so let's go for it.
Could get
It's
a
on
Spirit Seer.
something. It's on...
Please.
This one. We'll take that. Wins on 6s because it's anti-infantry, not anti-monster. No.
Okay.
Your punchbacks.
That should be fun. Yeah. I'll just my 3 attacks. I'll kill some of these shits. These hits on 4s.
Nope.
And no damage.
Uh-oh.
Off you go. You can shoot if you want.
Ripperoni, Maliceptor.
Will be shots. It's actually better to... And 9 shots on, so +1, -1,
4s.
+2, no, -1.
No. I don't think you get to do that now.
3 hits. Storm fails to win. And 1 wins at AP4.
Flop. Damage.
Damage will be
He's dead. Good lord. He does not explode.
There they go. Another monster
Okay.
destroyed to the Wraithguard. Oh boy. They just won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop, chat.
and then your zone for
As war constructs go,
These guys over here.
Wraithguard are some of the most well
So these
constructed.
guys have 2 attacks each.
Importantly, they didn't engage the Neurothropes.
6 attacks.
I don't think there's a way to get rid of the Shadow Specters before it comes to the shooting phase for the Zoanthropes, though. So the Zoanthropes are probably going to be locked in, unfortunately.
I'm gonna use. Let me see. 1. Can't use anything on guard, so I'll spend the CP on lightning fast so that
So putting back
your
to
mines won't hit.
So 6s. Good. 6s. Yep, 1 goes 1 hits, and these are 3s to wound. Nothing. These guys will pile in. But he is based on this way. Up to now, you area now. I think 6 of that damn objective marker. Yep, he is. Okay. That, and that. Okay, so just looks like about 3 of them can hit you. So 6 attacks. It's on 6s. Nope, nothing. Okay. So this says I have to be outside of 6 inches. So you get 5 for assassination. It's a hole within 6 inch border.
So there are no hold.
Right, so you get that, so you get 10 points with that also. Okay.
Oh,
so
secondary's
next
ticking
thing,
up.
I get 5 for my primary.
I do think one thing that
Okay, this should be interesting.
Indicius has probably neglected is to regenerate additional ritual zones. We have sort of an area over here where these Zoanthropes are that could be in a primary for him, but he didn't drop anybody to spawn one. And that's what those Venomthropes and the random Pyrovores are good at doing. Pyrovore is open to act normally, which is good. And we do have Gargoyles in the back here. Although grabbing the center, the deployments on objectives isn't worth anything. Well, pretty tight score towards the end here. I think Indicius really has to focus on probably not even dealing with the Wraith Guard, I think, at this point. He probably no longer has the ability to kill them.
Okay,
And I'll return a Wraith Guard. Assume I can't put it in an engagement range.
you cannot.
Just possible engagement.
Okay.
So we're granting our models sustain against infantry. I think we're going to try to deal with the Wraith Guard now that they've activated their reactive fire. But if the Tyranids can clear it down to just the Wraith Guard, they only occupy a single objective. If you're able to kill any other units,
4.
that'll be a pretty big deal.
Next is your last round. Just as I can. Well, your battle shock, so you don't hold it.
Yeah. In the last 2 months, Eldar have really upped their ability to sing Wraithbone.
Score that if you're battle shocked.
You know, the soul gems in the Infinity Circuit have become much more efficient. Real quantum leaps in crystal computing, I guess.
So that goes to 5.
Does that make lore sense? I don't know if I know the lore well enough. But for technology that's been around for millions and millions of years, it is kind of shocking how much better they've advanced within the last couple weeks.
Suppose I can't do that. Yes. Just we have to do. Where's this guy? Oh, there he is. So he's gonna move this way and take shots in the ass. And push up this way. This guy's gonna move 5. Yeah, these guys will come over here. Page range. These guys will fall back.
Yes, they're a little farther back, I think, there for the Venom Trips.
Yep.
Yeah, it's at an inch there.
Here we go.
Nice.
Point.
All right, chat. Well, I think this has become a bit of a nail biter.
These guys.
Well, Indicius is puzzling. I want to thank everybody for coming and hanging out with me for the Invitational. As a reminder, we do have one more game scheduled later this evening in about 3 hours from right now. So, please come watch that one. That one should be another good one. That's Necrons versus Imperial Knights. Should be a spicy one. I want to throw a shout out as well to all of our sponsors. Delta Studios, who makes incredible sci-fi props from a wide variety of sci-fi universes, but most notably Warhammer 40,000, including things like bolt pistols and chainswords, which is cool. GameMat.eu, which makes tabletop accessories like neoprene mats and resin terrain that all look great. The Magnet Baron, who has a wide variety of magnetization options like kits for model kits that include all the magnets that you need to magnetize a Warhammer 40k kit, and 3D6 Warhammer Gaming as well, who makes all of these super cool objective mats. Big thanks to them for supporting the Invitational. Hope you guys are enjoying the game so far.
Up, yeah. Okay, so then. So, is any of your days weak? Or do they take them? No, they're all full. They're all full. Okay, that's good. Send mine there. Need to kill these guys. Well, these guys get shot anyway, so that's fine. I don't really care too much about those Wraith Guard, to be brutally honest. These annoying things that need to go away. Okay, so then these guys will move. Options.
Reese, did you score area denial that last turn?
He didn't
Because they were battle shot.
they got battle shocked.
Oh, it's non-battle shocked units. Yeah. That's Shadow in the
Did I
Warp,
lose one of my
chat.
zone probes, yeah. Yes, I did. Okay. They get shot. Okay.
It's probably the most effective I've seen of Shadow in the Warp in a game so
Yes.
far, I think.
I do like the jellyfish trivia, but for some reason they keep grabbing models. So these can see those guys. Those guys come here. That's quite a die. These guys will just move up over here. And they'll sit still. Then Paddle will just advance. For 11.
Yeah, these Shadow Specters, being able to shoot and scoot
Spot
around
on,
these
just
big
move
L
up,
ruins means they can keep sort of picking away at Tyranids. And now, I mean, these zone throws are really clustered. The problem here is that they just
any
get
strat you want to pop?
sunk in by the
Done
Wraith
by
Guard.
Focus can't.
Might Phantasm a
Okay.
Spectre unit, maybe?
So they do shooting.
No.
Shooting, okay. Blast him to death. Blast him to death. Take away most of that. These guys probably not do too much now. Okay, so the Barbarians are just going to shoot into the BR guard. D6 plus 2 for 5. One hit and nothing. Okay, you're -2 to your movements. These guys are going to do the action to cleanse that objective. And the Pyrovore, I guess.
It's 7 mortal wounds to War Dog. That failed
Pyrovore's
battle
just gonna
shock at range of
blast,
3 Zoanthrope units. Oh
Pyrovore's
my
blast,
god. They all just like power up.
Oh wait, sorry.
That's,
okay, I do control it. So
that's
those
brutal.
got the Spore Mine's gonna cleanse that. And then, yeah, that's what it. Pyrovore's just gonna blast you, so 4 shots. Nothing. Okay, so you just lose cover. Your T7. Oh wait, I have twin linked, so
Yeah, you get rerolls in that flamethrower, which is nice.
take a wound, -1.
Strength.
It's strength 6, but I get twin linked. Oh wait,
So
you're
six-
-1 to wounds. Yeah, damn it. Okay, so never mind, doesn't matter. So you just no cover for you. If that matters today. These two have sustained hits against infantry. So this Exocrine is going to shoot that Shadow Spectre squad.
Yep.
So D6 plus 3 or 7.
You're currently minus.
Yep. So 7 attacks, hits on 3s, 4, sorry. And these will. Do these guys get inborn? Yeah, 5 up.
They've got a 5.
3 wounds on the inborn. You 3 will die.
Alright, slowly but surely. Pecking away at them.
Okay, so So they will, if they get close to me, they might kill themselves. Okay, so that's fine. These guys is gonna blast your specters. So 5d3 shots. It's 3, 6, 9 plus 2 is 11.
Interesting we didn't send a guy to hit the X-Arc in the bottom there, but probably unnecessary at this point.
It's on 4s, 6s explode.
Killing his individual units is a big deal, though.
Okay. Check those little ones on him. Wounds on 2s.
Boom, that's a hit,
invulns.
Oh, what's the AP?
Maybe 2.
It's that flexibility that makes
So
zone troops good.
Out of cover, we'll have a.
One dead.
And then the rest will have.
And that's a spot.
Boom. Picked him up. Goodbye, Shadow Specters.
Okay, so they shot. They can't shoot. They fell back. Yeah, that's one spot. He shot. They shot. They do actions. Biovore 1 is going to send a mine out into the world.
Creating a bank
The
of
other one
spore
will send
mines
another
back
mine out
here.
into the world. No, actually,
Score our engaged no friends with.
I really don't want that Spectre living. He's going to shoot that Spectre.
Yeah,
So,
definitely feels like a
D3
good play.
shots for 1. It's on a 5. I believe.
It's mine.
-2 plus 1, yeah, so 5.
Ooh,
he hits.
nice
Hold on,
shot.
He won't. Wait, I believe he won't. Just give me a sec. It's 5. Yep, no, he doesn't.
Thanks.
Only a 3. So, yeah. So that's that. Last Biovore. He's going to send a mine out into the world. Go get it, go get it. Okay, so then that's that. Charges, I do not want to do any. And that would be my turn. So I get 2 for cleanse. 4 for. And that is me done. Yep, your turn.
They're within.
Excuse?
He was within.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
A gargoyle.
Yeah, they are within the objective.
Gauge.
No, but
Oh, you had a.
the mine, yeah, the mine, yeah.
Stuff.
They were doing the cleanse action, so I get 2 for cleanse.
5 primary for me at last.
Hmm.
Draw into. Nomad.
You got it.
Nomad.
Well, should be readily doable for that secondary mission.
Reasonably, can you score 20 points?
Just need to
I
grab
should be able to.
2
I've got final
objectives on
turn
the side
scoring
here.
plus-
No,
secondary.
you went first. I get final turn scoring.
But like, I will get to score some points on the turn.
Wait, isn't this better? What round is this? Oh, okay. Oh, wait, we still got another round. Never mind, I thought it was better round 5 for you.
Yeah, we've got more 40k to
Does
play
the
here.
Shadow Spectre get battle shock?
Need some good we need some good secondary drives
Nope,
for
he's good.
Lord Solar. He has been
Does
hurt
my auto
pretty
attack
hard
go
on those secondaries.
Nope.
Hasn't new orders yet, as far as I know. But this area denial being stuck in his hand for basically since the beginning of the game has been brutal. He really hasn't had the beef to be able to push until this turn, and this was the turn he was battle shocked thanks to Shadow. So that could have been a game-winning Shadow there, actually. As much as I malign that ability, certainly helped in this situation. But now we do have to push onto the objective
Can't see me.
on the left here. But 10 Wraithguard pushing forward with a charge into the Venom Thropes with his own Thropes should be able to take it. Those are only OC1 models. Yeah, and we're about to clear a bunch of stuff out from these Eldar. How are we feeling so far, chat? Who's, It's a 20-point differential, which is pretty big. But Eldar are about to start printing money, I think. Is that going to be enough to get them the victory? We also should be able to get secure no-mans with one of the characters, probably. Did we battle shock the Autarch?
You did. You paused.
Nice. Yeah, something hard of the cards. It's always been hard of the dice for Warhammer 40k, but now we get to make hard of the card memes all day, for sure. So here come Wraithguard. Pushing up, looks like to kind of envelop these models inside the ruin. That was an interesting move by Indicius to move them so far forward.
Moving 4, by the way.
Yeah, I've got this big gold like pyramid necklace that I've been wearing since I was a child, and now finally, hopefully, it will help me in my games of Warhammer 40,000. You know, like the ancient spirit inside will assist me.
Shooting.
He's debating. I can shoot this guy. Yeah. That's fine, go ahead.
Start with the effectors in gargoyles.
Yep.
65. Altogether.
Look at that blast shot. Oh my god. Disgusting
9
from these
saves, 81.
specters.
I did. Do I get cover?
Yeah, there would be cover here.
From 1.
Okay, never mind. They did. He did their job.
Not good enough. And there go the Shadow Spectre sailing around the table.
Then we're going to shoot the ropes. Then we're going to shoot
What do you want to shoot?
the Wraith Guards to front two. I'll shoot the
Venom Tropes.
2. He's back to the ropes. And he can't see them. They're going to shoot them.
What are you shooting? I can't hear you, sorry.
Sorry, the Wraith Guard
Yeah.
into the Venom ropes.
Okay, so which these two?
These one here, okay. Which way?
Okay,
This one's just loose.
okay. The rest of them? I don't think you can see him. You're going through the terrain
see.
piece. You're going through the terrain piece.
Uh, can see
I think
screen.
this guy can see him. These two cannot.
Line doesn't go.
Yeah,
But yeah, the terrain pieces.
goes through the terrain piece.
One will shoot the X screen.
Okay.
One will shoot the spawn mine. Two will shoot these spirits, Cerealos. One will shoot the Spiral plus Spirits, one will shoot the Barbacorn, and two will shoot that.
Well, unfortunate audio here from Lord Solar. Sounds like a hot day over there in the
One hits you.
UK. Got some pretty hefty fans going.
Four.
It's 4. What do I get here? 4 up save. Yep. Roll the damage. I don't get a save. It only takes 1. And he dies.
Hit rate. Stay.
Just go high with the damage. Now he takes 2 mortals.
And the last shot.
He did. It's still -1 for all of them at this point, so go ahead.
Like last for a phase or something.
No, it's all happening at the same time, so you're going to take
When
a
it
-1.
targets, yeah. Not sure it
that's
does.
a
No, because
thing.
attacks don't happen at the same.
Well, you're doing this all at the same time, so you would be taking a
You
penalty.
do them one by one.
Is this not the same as 9th? It all happens at the same time.
Ninth, it didn't happen. Well, it's the same. Didn't happen with
Okay.
each attack. Like if you had an apoth, then it's the it's no feeling.
Okay, well, go ahead.
I think
still get the benefit
I think
from it.
it's a rules commentary interaction. Let me make sure I can find it and I'm not misremembering.
I'm pretty
That-
sure
that-
it says at
Yeah, I think
the same time.
yeah.
You would still take a penalty.
To my knowledge, like attack modifiers lock in on targeting, but I'm just gonna make sure that I find that.
No, if like you're playing Necrons.
Would you with a -1 to wound?
Okay, I'll do the stuff that wouldn't be getting a -1 hit.
So it's just that
Shots
guy.
into the powerful.
Yep.
Hitting on freeze. Hitting on
2 still. Just go damage. Good damage, I guess.
1, 2d6.
He did.
Get him.
Yeah, it's in the rules commentary under the effects that lock in on targeting as part of an ability are the condition is checked when the target of the attack is selected, and then it doesn't change until after that unit has finished making its attacks.
So the single shot into the Barb Gaunt.
Yep.
He was within
He was within range, so you would take the penalty.
6 inches.
That is new as of 10th
well,
edition,
the
by the
base
way.
is right there in the corner.
Lord Solar
so
was right. In
you
9th
would
edition,
take the
it was
penalty.
different. Because your attacks were all technically resolved one at a time, if things, like being in range of an aura, or being at a distance of a target, or being a certain number of models, changed over the course of an attack, then it would actually change in the middle of the attack sequence. But it got kind of confusing, where you would have to resolve attacks in a very particular order in order for it to be efficient. But now, you're basically, whatever your stats or attack modifiers and things are, they just, they stop checking as soon as the target of the attack is selected.
I think so do I. And you doing weak here? Yeah, this one's weak.
Into a round line, because
It's actually good. I want to do a video on attacks and attack sequencing maybe later this week.
Yep. Mine.
Did.
I'm
And 1 shot into the blues.
accumulating notes for that. Does make those defensive aura effects really good.
No, they weren't. By the looks of it.
Hit. Use a 1 fate dice and use his ability to.
Tyler House, this is super fun. If you want to jam tons of games of 40k, TTS
Yeah,
is
go on.
the way to do it. exclamation point how to play if you want to learn how to join
Death Jester will pick
the server and the
Okay.
series. And you can find more information at tts40k.com. That also has all of the info about this event and about the events that I run,
Sure.
and how to install the mods to play 40k.
I'm just going to turn the first thing that's not a 6, I'll turn. Alright.
Okay.
Winning on freeze.
Oh, good lord.
I'll go to a 6.
Is 2 for 6 mortals.
6 mortals and 2 1.
So he takes 6 mortals, so these 2 die, and this glass guy takes 2 wounds.
Then the Shadow Spectre Exarch going to Death Jester. It's going to shoot a flat 3 damage shot at those.
Okay.
Splitting up here.
1 dies.
Look at this board state, though, chat. Oh my god. We went from the Eldar being attritionally crushed to now there being 9 zone throws left on the table that are about to be engaged by Wraithguard.
So they get to move.
After I do that.
Okay. Excuse?
Just checking. Cannot charge, so I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. By the way, I don't think Wraiths get to do that.
Be fun. Off with them charging the ropes.
Okay.
Sub in a 5 and roll the other dice.
Good use of our fate dice as well. Really sort of let it last as long as possible. Keeping these fate dice around without burning too many on saving throws and things. Not that you can spend too many these days anyway.
The rest won't be able to really fit.
That's the whole. Yes.
That's the secure no man's land. Should be taken care of unless things go really poorly for these Wraithguard, which I don't anticipate them doing.
The Death Jester is going to push that red zone rope.
Okay.
The Shadow Spectre is going to go for a 8-inch blue zone ropes.
Ooh, this could be huge. This could be breaking if we get it. No, I'm not gonna quite.
Build.
That would be unfortunate if it locked that unit into combat again. The Zoanthropes, they don't extricate themselves very well, as we've been seeing. They really want to play right at the edge of their range, so opponents can't do exactly what they're doing here. But they got a little aggressive. I think, honestly, the whole play where Lord Solar moved his Wraith unit out to the edge of this ruin, engaging the Tyranids, and then baited the fall back into Phantasm to force the Zoanthropes to move forward. I think that sort of spelled the beginning of the end for them. If the Zoanthropes went wide and started to play around the sides here, where they could fight the Shadow Spectres and the Death Jester, I think that they're in a lot better place, because that's a matchup they can actually win. But they'll never kill the Wraithguard, basically. And now the Wraithguard are gonna tag this unit, get punched, and then trigger War Construct and probably kill this entire Zoanthrop unit, or at least close to it.
There to be an engagement ring. It's too inherent.
I will spend my CP to give them a 5-up Juno Pain.
We'll hilariously work on any reactive fire that we get here. Because it is all in the same phase.
9 saves.
Say what you will about Wraithguard, they are pretty good at punching regular zoanthropes.
4 ups.
Ooh, good
and
roll
5
though.
up funeral pains.
Lucis, not even a
One will
single
take
one?
2.
Oh, it kills a wounded guy.
That guy will die.
Alright, well, fair
This
enough.
guy will take 1.
Seer gets 2 swings, hitting 1 wounds. Wounds on a 2. Wound AP not.
It's fine.
What a roll.
Your chance to punch back.
Okay. This would be...
Get him, boys.
You're not basing me here, so this guy will move over here. And we'll do this. This is 8 attacks. 10 attacks. Oh, God. He's hit on 5s. And wound on 5s. 2 wounds, 2 ups.
That's the mark.
Yeah, it should be 6s. Yellow Scribe is
Yeah,
working, but only if you use Rosterizer, I think, right now. Which is like a whole extra list building system. It's probably about a coin flip that people use it.
Okay.
So it was always working. It just needed a 10th edition data set to work off of, and Rosterizer currently has the most up-to-date one.
Lethal hit. So 4 regular wounds or internet.
2 low damage for them.
The first one does.
2 damage. 5 of funeral
You still get the
pain.
feeling of pain?
Yep, it's for the whole phase. He takes 1. Next. Another 2. Nope, that one's dead. Next.
1 damage.
How much damage?
4.
Okay. Nope, so that guy will die.
Burn a fate dice to do more.
Okay.
Oof.
Can you spend a fate dice for something? No, you didn't. Okay.
I used it on a charge.
And
Hey,
we'll go
look
take
at
2.
these 5-ups, though. Are you kidding me?
Spirit Seer will also shoot back at. With a shuriken pistol.
Nope.
Fail to wound. Your other zone for back. Your other zone for over here.
No.
Me.
2 attacks. Nothing. Go ahead.
So I will score.
You
Everyone
get
both
hit.
my secondaries.
Turn.
Yeah, Altark is scoring for
So this
Eldar.
turn I get
No battle shock to ruin their
Nothing.
plan this time. Ooh, excuse me, chat.
I need to see next turn. Close numbers I don't like.
We can
Anyway,
just
this
fall
unit
back
is
with the
technically
Zoanthrope unit, I
cancelled,
think.
I'm not gonna lie, but anyway.
They do fly, and just hold down the fort on this objective here. Maybe open for an Overwatch, but might not kill it. In order just to keep the Eldar score down. If you can lock them down to only 5 primary, things don't look too bad for Tyranids. They get up to 37. You're only leading by 5 at that point, and 0 primary this turn's unfortunate, but I mean, unless the Eldar get all the way back to these Biovores, and also clear all the Spore Mines that are in the backline right now, which is difficult for them, then I think the Tyranids should be looking at a pretty easy,
He's fine.
at least 8 more primary, at least, from max engage in all fronts. Question is whether they can cleanse anymore, and that gets a little bit tough. because, again, they have to hold the objective in order to cleanse. So we might be able to do it by following these zone throws back, touching this objective. But we don't have a Spore Mine to put on it, unfortunately, because they can't drop within 8 inches of anyone. So things are looking tough. The Tyranids could generate new objectives, if that matters.
Engage again.
If you drop the dice in the brown box, it rolls them and puts out the numbers. It does, yep. That is correct. That's yeah, that's how dice rolling's usually done in Tabletop Simulator. And then the buttons on the sides here, so these buttons can manipulate them. You can roll all the dice, so if you just roll a bunch of hit rolls, you can use that button to reroll all of them. You can roll specific results or delete specific results, so if you're like, I hit on 4s, then you can delete everything that's below a 4, and then click roll all dice and roll all the 4s again. So it makes dice rolling much easier in TTS than it does in in-person play, which is nice. So getting one guy on the objective to contest it. And there's only 5 Wraithguard on this objective, so I think we can actually contest both of these and lock Lord Solar down to a 0 primary. Top of 5. And then if Tyranids get another 8 on secondary, they'll be at 50. Lord Solar would have to make 17 on secondaries? That doesn't look viable. Tyranids might have this one in the bag still, despite the fact that these Wraithguard have really dominated the middle of the table here. Yeah, the Tabletop Simulator dice roller, once you get good at it, it takes a little while to get used to and a little bit to like play around with the different buttons. But once you get good at it, it makes your game so much faster. You find that like rolling those big attacks is like really annoying in IRL because you're throwing a bunch of dice and then picking out results and then throwing them again. And in TTS, it slims that down to a couple seconds basically, which is really nice. Between that and not having to set up like the table and take it down afterwards, it does make TTS pretty efficient.
You can't shoot
when it comes to playing.
That's only when you get hit, right? Yeah, so you can't shoot if I just sit there. Yep, leave that and come back. If I can cleanse that, then I control it. So you can't. But
so it looks like we might not be able to fall back here and maintain coherency just because of this distance. Getting models around the side here. That's a big deal, because if we can't contest this middle objective, Lord Solar's gonna get himself into a winnable position on primary.
so you can't shoot into combat. Well,
I'm a little bit worried about these Zoanthropes surviving another round of combat, though.
So
And the Wraithguard can pile into the Exocrine and the other Zoanthropes and try to knock them off one of the objectives. I think we also want to move the Biovore up into and controlling. Actually, this objective doesn't matter. Just kidding. What am I talking about? Ignore me. The deployment zone objectives don't score in the ritual, so unless we're looking at storming enemy outposts, which is a potential out if Lord Solar can dig for it. That is an 8-point secondary that he can score pretty well right now.
I think I can.
Oh, Commander Cha-Cha coming in hot with some memes.
Let's see what this guy has.
Hit us with those memes, my guy.
So he got engage.
The Invitational has been unacceptably vacant this season. We need more good memes.
Yeah, so I don't think I need to move any more than that. So Biovores are going to just make more mines. Dump it on someone's head. Let's see. This mine. Just from you should be about. rage anyway, so that's fine. Didn't have no operative, so I can't do much about that. I'll just shoot this Biovore into that Shadow Spectre. So D3 shots for 1. It's on a 5. Misses. Okay. That mine is safe over there. It hurts. Yeah, this one will shoot into that Spectre also. Yeah, I'll just do that. Shooting into the Spectre, D3 shots. Oh, come on, can I get more than 1? It's on a 5. Moves on A3. 1 wound on your 4.
Biovores are pretty good at just beating
AP1.
Exarchs.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Or Shadow Spectres. Look at that. Clip them.
Damage.
2.
See a reroll on that?
He might be useful.
Okay. Okay, so then. Yeah, just do that for there. I'll put a 9 in else. Yep, so then the Exocrine is gonna fire into these guys.
Is heavy or anything? Is he
Excuse?
getting +1 or anything?
No.
Go for it then.
D6 plus 1. I mean, sorry, D6 plus 4. 4, 7. It's on 4s. Okay, and these will wound on 2s. Okay, on your invuln. Of course.
Yes.
So 2 dead. Okay, that is pretty much all. I guess then you get to punch me first if you want.
Alright, the epic battle of our time continues. Go get him, Wraithguard.
Just excuse me, I just want to just fix this, if you don't mind. No, wait, could I? Nope, I can't. Never mind.
And hit you with a pile of attack.
I think the downside here is that this objective's most likely gonna be contested now.
Baiting and
Which is gonna
Just
break
gonna hit
cleanse
this.
this turn. So Indicius
do you mind if I
is
just fix one thing?
not gonna be
I need to
taking
put that
care.
zone drop on the objective. Before I could do cleanse. Oh no, I could do cleanse and it happens in my shooting phase. Never mind, go ahead.
He attacks into the zone to reroll because
Oh my god. I'm sorry, chat.
wins on 4. We'll use a free hit. That many 4.
4 ups, and so 1 dies and 1 takes 3.
Ooh,
You die.
it's a hell of
This
a
guy
hit
dies.
here.
I think.
Mm,
1, yep.
it's a
So
little
zone 2 will take 1.
dangerous.
Base that and he'll get close.
Technically, you can't pile in because you're already on the objective.
If I get closer to it, I think I
Yeah, if you do pile in, you do have to base if possible. So he would have to base the Neurothrope here.
just there instead and blocks him. Work.
That's fine. But you have to base me.
Base you now.
Okay.
Myself. He can. I have to base you if I can. I move him first.
Yeah, but you can't base him there, and you can base him over there. Because he can move over here to base, and he can move there to base.
I do it model by model, so
Yeah,
it's like choose.
the controlling
Can
player
base.
chooses the order that they move in, yeah.
Okay.
So he goes to there first.
Okay, so I get 4 for this, and 2 for this. Get 10.
Cleanse only finishes at the end of your turn. Won't
Yes.
get 4. Get any points.
One of the objective markers is cleansed by your opponent by army this turn. Oh, at the end of your turns, I don't get 2 for this. Damn it.
That's correct.
I guess I should have.
If
I did want to
the
move him there to
Wraithguard take the
anyway.
objective, the cleanse fizzles.
How's it go? What's the objective?
Isn't the statue just a token? Not sure what you're referring to there, chat.
What's the whole one that you
Excuse?
was?
Can't hear you. Your fan is keep making a noise.
Sorry. Okay.
This is,
I'm sure you did discard one already
audio
this turn,
is
so.
pretty unfortunate.
No,
here.
it was just because they both drew into the same. These.
No, good. No, you did. You did discard. Oh no, you shuffled it. Never mind. You didn't discard it. Never mind. Off you go.
So Storm Hostile. Ooh, that's unfortunate that. Actually unfortunate that the Zone Throps are holding here now, because if Lord Solar grabs this objective, he can get Storm Hostile, and if he kills the Exocrine, that's good for a couple on Bring It Down. Take a look-see here. Yeah, so it looks like we're good for,
You can't move to
I think,
5.
the maximum on, or a 5 on Bring It Down here for the Exocrine dying. If you kill it, which is a little bit tough. And then we may just, we have a couple command points, so we may just see a Fire and Fade to take this objective, string the Wraithguard between all 3. If they kill the Exocrine, they should be able to take all 3 here. And, make it difficult for the Tyranids to take any back. It's not impossible, but it is tough, since they do score at the bottom of round 5. So if both of these score, we're going to see Eldar at a 52. Indicius would have to, between bottom round 5 scoring
Oh,
and
that's what off you go.
his secondaries, he would have to score a 10 to tie,
Nope.
11 to win, which is tough.
Wraithguard will all shoot the X-Cream.
Yeah, I'm spending the CP for his 5 up if you want to pay.
All right, yep, got to kill the Exocrine right here.
On freeze. A free reroll. Full hit. Ending on
Please.
freeze, I believe. Those are AP4. 4 saves.
I don't get cover, so these are 6 ups. Yeah, 6 ups either way.
Ugh.
Range
Ah,
damage.
5s instead of 6s. Ooh, a bad damage roll though.
One
Oh
inch.
no.
12.
Oh, this is tight.
How much?
And a 5 there, so you take 20.
I'm sick.
I think they were just referring to the ruin walls here, chat, because the Wraithguard's base couldn't fit in base with the Neurothrope between them.
Just give me a sec.
Farseer,
The ruin there
51 damage.
earlier.
That.
Phase just okay, in blue. How much wounds?
22.
Okay. $22, 5 up fuel pains.
Don't worry, buddy. You got this.
Not bad.
Holy crap.
He takes 12. He's down to 2.
What? Odysseus's defensive
Yeah,
dice
shots.
rolls have been nuts. That is insane.
Wound and storm. Shot.
Oh my god.
Rolling hit roll.
Absolutely crazy, chat.
Shot off.
It should be 5s.
5s. So,
AP.
So trying to
just
Eldritch
going to
Storm it.
pins. These are 4 ups.
Get him, buddy.
It's only 5 ups, I think. He only has a 3 up armor.
Yeah. Drum roll, please.
Damage.
Goes through. 1 damage from the D3 off the Farseer. Oh no.
D3, so that is 2 damage. He's fine.
Not
Spectre X
not
option.
like this. Or maybe yes like this. Maybe we just lean into it.
Misses.
Absolutely insane.
Misses.
So we-
What's the stand of the gun? 6. Yep, so this would be a 5 up. Damage is 3. Yep, he's dead. Does he explode?
Oh, there we go.
Nope.
Finally takes him down.
3 Shadow Spectres will shoot that one zone rope.
Yeah, need to clear this
Use
guy
the
out
blast
so he
profile on the
doesn't
gun.
cheekily
Use one blast.
steal this objective back over here.
Christian. This one's for
42.
shots.
It's 3 for that. Just one hospital check too.
Swing and the focus shot.
How much?
Jester. And so Jester will shoot it then.
Okay.
Now it's tough to parse the game state here, champ. Just because of the microphone issues, unfortunately, but looks like we survived the Shadow Spectre shot with the Zoanthrope. Should auto kill it with the Death Jester's auto 6.
Dice and
Yeah. Oh, mortals. Okay. Off you go.
charge phase. I'll have the Justice Euro rope.
Okay.
And engaging into this guy.
Guard will charge the blue zone rope.
Yeah, Wraithguard need to clear out these Zoanthropes and then grab the objective here to max out their secondaries. And then I think we're off to the point where Indicius has to take an objective to win. He has to take an objective. He'll score engage automatically because of his backline friends. These guys should score, and these guys should score engage. So he's got 4 points on that. He needs to enact a cleanse.
Get 3 points for
But
killing.
I don't think he can. Maybe this Biovore can get to this objective and he can clear it, but that seems unlikely.
2, so this is 4.
Or he needs to hold 2 objectives by himself.
4.
Might not be possible.
Okay.
I'll spend my CP for my 5 up fuel pain.
And keeping the Fiona Pain just for the bodies, but I don't know if that's really going to make a huge difference here, whether or not these Zoanthropes survive.
10 wounds.
It's 3. How much?
10 wounds.
10 wounds. 10 kills. 4-ups into 5-ups. And that's just 1 each, so 5-ups. 1 will die.
Indicius saves continue to be pretty good.
I'll pull this guy.
Yeah, can't prevent the hold here. But
I guess
can
just the 4 attacks.
maybe put enough onto this objective? Actually, I think maybe not.
4 winning lives.
I think we can put 3 OC here, but I don't think that's enough to flip it.
Oh, that one.
I think this is Eldar. Looking like they're might be moving on here.
It takes 1.
And then you get to take me back.
Yes, I do. So these are 4 attacks. 1 hit. Wounds. Whatever. 2-up save.
Yeah, and that should War Construct
One
activation
does
should probably
that
burn down
damage.
the Zoanthropes.
Mage 5.
5.
Oh my god. So what is the total Wraithguard kill count here?
5.
They killed 2 Maleceptors, a
Yeah,
Tyrannifex,
that guy's really dead.
and like
And the
12
last one.
Zoanthropes probably, and a Venomthrop unit.
5.
So
He's dead.
almost 1,000 points probably from that unit alone.
Interesting. So you only got.
Yeah, you could almost like just play this this
guys
Wraithguard
on
unit,
point.
honestly, Chad. Who needs the rest of the army?
That one doesn't matter.
Okay, so I
Okay, you
think
get 3 points for bring it down and 5 for that, so you're on 50 now in total, right?
I think that bring it down is a little bit higher.
Does bring it down give you any more points? No, you can. You can't score more than that.
You don't have any more.
So just by me sitting still, I tired.
Gives you the. Do you remember?
Well, I get engaged. I get engaged either way.
Bring
so
it down scores 5, right? Or
It says
just
1
4?
for each. Isn't it 1 each? You can't score more than 20?
So it's 2 base.
Plus 1.
Plus 1 because
Plus one,
it's
plus 1.
higher than 10. Plus 1 because it's a tactical mission. So 4.
Okay,
I
so
missed
I
that,
guess.
yeah.
So it gets to
Yeah.
4. So I gotta find at least a way to score point. Question is, can I?
Yeah, that's the question mark. So I think what has to happen here is that the Biovores have to shoot and kill this Shadow Spectre unit, and then or this Spore Mine advances and advances into more
Oh
range
wait,
of it.
is anyone here below half?
Currently, my Farsi is at half. Kark is
If the Biovores
Shadow.
kill the Shadow Spectres, I think the Neurothrope falls back onto the objective. Hopefully survives Overwatch.
I know.
And holds that, but we have to kill. We have to pass Battle Shock and kill 3 Shadow Spectres with 3 Biovores,
It doesn't matter. It doesn't
and maybe like a 6-inch advance on the Spore Mine. And I think that's the only path to
so
victory.
How many guys do you have on this point? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 guys. Can't get any more than that, so I get to engage. So if I fall back here. Okay. Oh wait, let me do a battle shock for him first. I'll spend the CP to make sure he's not battle shocked.
I am going to watch.
You do that in response to a failed Battle Shock check, so you do actually have to roll the Battle Shock first,
Okay, well. Oh, good, so he's fine. Never mind, so I don't have to do
which
it.
is just beneficial.
You would have actually held that ability.
But that is,
Overwatch with.
I guess, technically it won't trigger things that happen
Well,
on a
actually,
failed
wait.
Battle Shock check.
Can I do this another way around? Just before you overwatch, I might actually just rethink that. There's this guy over here. So, just give me a second, this might be funny. That guy's gonna advance. 3.
Not far
He's
enough.
11
You might
away,
kill the
so that
Autark
means he
though.
needs to go. 8.
Has to move 5 inches, I think, to blow that thing up.
Let's spin a CP to blow you up. Yep, okay, let's see if I can do this right. Okay, yep, so I'm gonna roll his charge. I mean his advance. As he gets in, so he'll blow up. And he'll kill just one of them. So that's fine. Can these guys do anything? No, and was up. Nope. Okay, so now I'll fall back. Yeah, I have to do it this way. Fall back this way if you want Overwatch.
I will Overwatch chat.
Okay.
One of them is going to shoot focused, one of them is one. I'm going to use 3 dice into a 6.
Excuse?
1 wound.
Okay.
Just use 2.
Now come on. Yeah, he's dead.
Ah.
Yeah, that was my shot. Okay, yes, I'm going to lose by 1.
The old Fate Dice Overwatch there gets him. And I don't think there's anything else to do here. Unless, like, somehow these Biovores kill an entire Wraithguard unit and take this objective, I don't think that's really going to happen. And we can't cleanse it, because the Spore Mines can't hold. So we are seeing the weakness of the Spore Mines, I think. The OC0 is relevant for their actions. One of the reasons that I think a deployed teleport homer is actually a little bit more consistent of a secondary, because you can just do it near the middle. You don't have to be on objectives.
Okay. These guys do anything. He only moves 5.
It's harder to screen out, but still strong. Stream has been banned in Germany. Maybe.
He's OC1.
I guess maybe the other option here is that we make a charge onto the Farseer. We do have a Phantasm available, though. I think that Lord Solar is gonna basically blank whatever plan the Tyranids have here. Is this a 1-point game, chat? Do we have Eldar coming back with a 1-point win after losing 1,100 points in the first round? I think that's what's gonna happen.
Let's go 20 points, yeah. So this is 4 points flat. Cleanse, control point. Oh no. I could have actually won there. Fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only shot is if this charge is makeable, but we have to also see if the Phantasm happens. Because you can then move towards an objective and get within 3 if you make the successful charge onto the Farseer. But it's like, if that's... I'm not going to measure it right now, but if that is legal, it's probably a 12. Oof. Or 11, most likely, with no CP. Yeah, I mean, honestly... Yeah, you can basically put the whole game on the back of like Wraithguard and Shadow Specters for sure. Just the ability to continue to sandpaper your opponent over the course of the game, and especially because it's a Tyranid list that's like pretty well suited. They have good profiles at fighting a Tyranid list that's just like this, because they have like the Wraithguard can punch through the big heavy monsters, and the Shadow Specters kill the infantry slowly but surely. And there's very little that a slow Tyranid army can do to respond to that without faster units in the roster.
If I was do anything, I'll get to shoot mines out. Yeah, this is a stupid thing. 11-inch charge.
Pretty good inaugural game to our Season 7 Invitational, though. Literally came down to the last victory point on the last turn, I think, to win it. Hopefully all of our games are this close, because that's pretty wild.
They already -1 to hit.
Well, they already -1 to hit, but they get +1 to it, so they... It's on 5s. Good old push.
That'd be a nice one.
I mean, 18 on 5s anyway, because of your stealth.
Right.
I can't get lower than that. So he's hit on. First guy's hitting on 5s. One hit, moves on a 3. He's.
Ooh,
Okay, they both die.
that's a devastating onto the Shadow Specters.
Devastating wounds, 2 damage, so they both.
And we didn't Phantasm
Okay,
chat.
So
So if we roll an 11, I think if we roll an 11 and kill a Farseer in melee with a Biovore, I think that Indicius could take this one with the primary objective score.
Objective marker anyway.
I think you shoot the Farseer. We have to shoot the Farseer and devastate him. What are we measuring right now?
I think those mines will score me 4 for no. No, he scored 4 points. That cleanse I cannot do.
Because the Farseer has the Phoenix Gem, so if you shoot him... No, I guess you don't shoot him, because he'll come back with full wounds, right? So you have to leave him on 2. And you have to hope your opponent has bad rolls. Is it even possible? I don't know if there are any Fate Dice in the pool. Might not be possible.
Okay, well... I'm gonna try and make a very long-ass charge into that.
Alright, here's the 11-inch charge. We'll see if it happens.
Um,
Just let's get a boxcars here.
If I shoot her, I get nothing. If some of those boxcars I win, I'm good. Okay, so
the old
going for the
boxcars.
Farseer.
It's basically a gambit, chat. Let's
I
go.
can do this.
Next game is in 2.5 hours from now. Yep.
Anywhere doesn't matter. These things I don't control. I don't control that objective marker, so
Keeping
I
our
can't do
CP
anything
for
about
heroic
it.
intervention, but I think that we can couch the heroic intervention. We can
This-
get out of it.
Yep, so if I make a 12, I might
For
win
Eldar?
this. Nope, I failed. Okay,
No, that's it. And no
I
CP
think that's GG.
to reroll anymore, I think.
I just get 4 for engage, and that's it.
Oh my
Why do I
god.
get 4 for this?
Be control.
Yeah, but I control those 2. Because I made that objective marker.
4 for...
Or can I not make it the same turn I did it?
What's the question?
Why didn't I get 2 for this?
2 for... What?
These 2 for cleanse.
Which round?
The first one.
Well, you can't cleanse an objective marker that's not there. You have to declare that you're cleansing in the
Okay.
shooting phase, and the objective marker doesn't appear until the end of your turn.
Okay. Okay, so that fucked me over. Oh god. Yeah. By 1 point. You know, a good game lose.
OP.
Yeah, GG guys.
Yeah.
Raise
I
card
put one
are
more
pretty good.
I put 1 more zone drop on that fucking unit, that objective, I would have had it.
Yeah, I think a
Yep.
1 point game. There's sort of like infinite sort of minute details that both players can do to swing it for sure.
Yeah.
Start analyzing everything, but I mean, good game to both you guys. That was a pretty wild one.
Yeah.
Glad it wasn't over after that Revenant accidentally turned its
Oh, to
motors
be
off.
brutal-
Just turned into
To be
soup.
brutally fair, the Revenant was never going to be the problem in this matchup. It was always going to be that unit.
Mhm. Yeah, that is a perennial problem for Tyranids for sure.
I think that's a problem for any faction.
Yeah, there are some factions that can deal with it, but there are very few, for sure.
God. 1 fucking point. That-
Well, good game,
Yeah,
guys.
Yeah.
It was. It is good to for a first game of the Invitational to get a 1 point game, which is very exciting. Obviously, all the way to the end. If Biovore had made that charge, would have been sweet.
Yeah. That's the only thing if I rolled a box cause he would have made it.
Yeah.
And if I CP roll, it's up. Nope, so wouldn't make it. Okay, never mind. Yeah. think I did. Well, if that Spore Mine killed those two off, he would have been fine. Anyway, or if I could make a fort. Anyway, who's got the next one?
Yep.
See you, Trevor.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Reese, congratulations on taking it down.
He's gone already.
Oh, he already cut out? Oh, great.
Yeah.
Well, just here talking to myself, I guess.
Yep.
Cheers, man.
Yes, man. See you next one.
Yep. I wonder if he was having, it sounded like Reese was having real bad microphone issues there, so glad we didn't stick around for too long of a discussion. Hopefully he gets that fixed up for his next game. Huge congratulations to Reese for taking it down. Definitely think that once that Titan goes down, you can certainly get in your own head and sort of check out of the game, but it goes to show you that I think the mental game is everything. I do think that Indicius probably could have, like I mentioned, I think that round 2 or 3 where the Zoanthropes pushed forward to get a bead onto the Wraithguard and then got phantasmed. I think that a more defensive posture there probably would have been better, so he could fight around the sides and not get picked apart by the Shadow Specters, which was really the issue. Also, only one objective being created for Ritual is a little bit non-standard. It's very, very low for how Ritual normally works out. Yeah, the save on the Zoanthrope would have been huge for sure. The problem is that the Spore Mine only does 1 mortal unless it rolls a 6, so you're hoping for some crazy luck in order to get the to kill all 3. I understand the point though, because you cut the incoming damage by 1/3, and you don't know whether or not you need that save to keep yourself alive. But obviously, Fate Dice being Fate Dice, you're probably always going to get hit by at least one thing. Crazy game, chat. Well, I have it set to send everybody to the next game. We are going to be live in about 2 hours for that one, a little over 2 hours. So that should be, or will be, Necrons versus Imperial Knights. Should be a good game. I'm excited for that one. I know both these players have been grinding away, practicing for this matchup, so I'm excited to watch that one. And I think this was a pretty good one to start things out with. Is there a reason Reese didn't make a Ritual turn 1? I don't know. It might have been that his models were in his deployment zone. Basically, he didn't have anything, I think, at this 9-inch aura. Ooh, there we go, TTS. I don't think he had anything at this 9-inch radius here because he had it all hidden. So his Farseer pushed behind this thing, the Wraithguard all pushed behind this thing, and I don't think anything was in range to actually create the objective. His characters were screening the backline against engage in all fronts on the first turn as well, so he didn't really just have anything like he could throw away to put the objective down. That certainly would have been good. If he had created an objective here with the Autarch maybe, and then just sat on it for the whole game, then I think that this game becomes like a sort of a foregone conclusion if he can just hold on to that. The Tyranids, this build of Tyranids that's really heavy armor cracking is too slow to interact favorably with the backline objectives. You need more of the faster stuff like Lictors and Von Ryan Sleepers and things that can push forward. Anyway, chat. Yeah, I guess you could have created one with the Revenant Titan, yeah, but I don't know if you want to do that. You want your 1100 point thing to try to kill stuff, but it did get a little bit dice on the first turn. I think we're definitely seeing that, despite the fact that that offensive profile for the Revenant Titan is really cool. It's probably not. It's not an army carrying profile because it does cost you extra command points to do anything with it. So we did see sort of Reese bleed command points pretty hard here, and it is pretty dicey. So anyway, chat, I'm going to go ahead and hop off. Thanks everyone for watching. Again, we will be live in just a couple hours with the next game. Cheers, everyone, and I will see you over there.